minutes, and this is your last audible warning.
Same question goes to Dan Diaco. And Steve, Jay, and Romina are on a plane.
This is easy.
Who does Dan pick?
Dan says, I want to start over.
You're listening to the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
Broadcast rights for the Bubba the Love Sponge Show have been granted to this station by the Bubba Radio Network and is intended solely for the enjoyment of our listening audience. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or other use of this production without the express written consent of the Bubba Radio Network
Just because I had to get,
Get your mind right.
Yeah, I went to, Sumo will tell you, I went to bed early. By the way, my friend, one of my best friends in the whole entire world, Sumo, is down here for a while. He had a big go-karting event in Daytona, and then he sent the crew up back north, and he's staying down here till BARP.
It's a yearly thing, isn't it?
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah. What's that, Lummy?
It's a yearly thing. Doesn't he come down every year around this time for go-kart?
Usually he doesn't have, and by the way, Sumo, your mic is on if you'd like to talk. Usually
He said no.
Okay.
Or motioned no, I should say.
He usually comes down for BARP and then stays past BARP.
Yeah, okay.
Very rarely does he come before BARP and then leaves right after BARP. But then he's coming back early February to split his time, I think, between Tony's drag racing big deal that he's doing down in the Freedom Factory and my USAC and Lucas late model. This is the I want to apologize in advance to everybody that works for me or is my friend or is my lover or is just whatever. I want to apologize. I'd like to go on record right now, Lummy, by saying I'm sorry for being a prick for the next, probably 45 or 50 days because I'm going to be a dick. Because this is absolutely like my most busiest time of the year. I got a race this weekend at Bubba Raceway Park, the Hangover Classic, right?
Okay.
Which means I have to be up there on Friday to get the track ready. Then the next week, I got BARP and all the stuff we have, the tents,
that's
the stages,
intense,
the sound systems, the rings, the busts, the name placards, just this all the
and then just the socializing.
Yeah,
which is fun, but it's a lot.
It is, and there's actually quite a bit of infrastructure. There's a lot more infrastructure that we have to do here, as well. Just we just don't say, okay, come on down to the studios, come on out. We have to have food and drink and PA systems, and and I have to ruin people's marriage,
Not this year.
Lummy, here's the deal. I think we need to make kind of a couple rules for BARP, and one of which, don't ask Bubba to marry you.
Yes, please do not.
You need to just be kind of off the clock.
Yeah. I mean, I listen, now, here's my responsibilities for Barb. To do the ring, to just mingle, kind of be like Dean Martin, like the host of the party, kind of make my rounds, let me make sure I ear grip people that I care about. Look at your hot wife and fantasize, and then do the Hall of Fame bust ceremonies, and then that's it. Like take some pictures, do some stuff. Like do drugs. Let's just be honest.
Yeah, have fun.
That is the extent of your duties.
Relax.
Yeah, do drugs and be cool as hell.
Get high and have fun.
Can you imagine? I mean, that's all I'm gonna. And please, anything above that, I'm not to be, judged for. Like, if I'm just because let's be honest. When I went to the Florida Man Radio, Stogies and Cycles, I was junk.
Nah,
I mean,
man, you were like a
Well,
monument.
you were doing great compared to me, so.
Well, no, hold on. Anna, in the order,
It's all about perspective.
In the order of functionality, it goes Anna worse, but don't forget I was right behind you.
I mean, I was probably more functional, but I was a mess, if that makes sense.
Well, here's the deal, though. What I'm saying is I was just a tad more functional, but I was a mess, too. I could just stand. You couldn't.
Yeah, but you were a happy mess. I was a sad mess.
So, but Dan is absolutely superhuman.
Yes.
Like the stuff,
Yes.
Dan was partying with me, all legal, of course. All our stuff that we do is legal, and you just.
Somewhere.
Dan, it's right. Like, what we do is legal somewhere. Maybe it might be Denmark or something, but still.
Right.
Anyway,
Back
Dan,
in the deep depths of Thailand.
Dan amazes me. The volume of what Dan can do and the functionality of how he can still be after the volume of what he does. I'm like, my Lord, I would be in a hospital. He's just bebopping around like it's nothing.
Oh yeah, he's the life of the party.
God,
That's
you're
so much
amazing.
It was
You're like
impressive.
you're superhuman. And then I got to tell you, Dan, listen, I like to get on you. You're my boyfriend and everything. I got to be hard on you. I can't be soft on you. Everybody thinks I already give you a pass and everything, so I got to be kind of tough on you.
But you know what? In life, you do. But on the day-to-day stuff, you do not give me a pass at all.
Remember Dr. Dumbass? Remember him?
Hold on. So I'm kind of Dan's boyfriend, but I'm also kind of his life coach. But I'm also kind of
Your dance life coach?
kind of
Drill sergeant.
Kind of. So
Interesting.
anyway, though, so I'm hard on Dan. I really am.
Yeah, he's part like Sherpa, and he's part like Colonel Dan.
And here's the deal: you gotta be, because nobody can control Dan. Dan's the Tasmanian devil. Like, nobody control him. He doesn't listen to anybody. He doesn't give a fuck about anything.
Oh.
No.
He does not care. Everybody has double tall man. Screw you, bitch. I'm Dr. Dan Diaco. I'm a lawyer and I'm a doctor. I'm a slinging D. I can write my own scripts. I'm the man, bitch. And I'm getting in a Ferrari, and you're not. And I'll tell you about it. So I feel as if I need to be a little stiff with Dan just to keep him centered, because he just might be out of control.
Sure, he appreciates that.
He just might be out of control. But Dan, I got to tell you, as critical as I wanted to be of your your roasting, the roast master ability, your just how you did,
Oh, yeah, that was the last time we saw each other.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah. So,
Seems like a lifetime ago.
But by the way, I'm sure we'll talk about the roast, a little bit here today. But Dan, I got to tell you, man, you were prepared. You were funny. You absolutely, as much as I want to give it an 8, I'm giving it a 9.5.
Nice.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, an 8, would be, but just you nailed it.
Thank you.
You just absolutely did a great job. Thank you so well.
I had fun doing it, and I figured the better I was prepared, the more fun I could have. And, it's just like, playing a concert. If you barely know the song, you can be focusing on the song. But if you know the song, you get to, enjoy the crowd and the experience. And I had so much fun. Thank you for doing it.
Anna, by all accounts, I've read a lot of the Facebook messages and Twitter and various other YouTube comments and things like that. Now the roast, to celebrate our 100,000th subscriber on YouTube, we did a roast, an exclusive roast, which was 2 Fridays ago?
Yes, the 22nd.
Friday the 22nd from 8 till about 10?
I have no idea.
Well, how long did it?
It went like 2 hours and 5 minutes.
Mach, Rhett, you guys might know.
2 hours, 5 minutes.
Yeah, so it went quick, and I gotta tell you, the fans absolutely loved it. It did I think it's what 15 or so after. I mean, during the roast, I think we had as many as like 1,500, 1,700 people online.
That was nice.
And then it's been viewed at least 15,000 times. It's made quite a bit of money, so it was a great event. And it looked good. I mean, I went back and watched it 2 different times, and it flowed well. It looked good. It sounded good. Rhett and Macho, you guys killed it on the production end. Like it didn't look like what. Well, I mean, we're just real good fakers, but I mean, at the end of the day, it looked way more fancier than we really are. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like it.
Well, production TV. If you look at the sets on a lot of production TV, it's pretty scary looking. I mean, you only see there's only 3 degrees of really pretty, and the rest is so ugly. So it's hard to have multiple cameras, have everything look good from different angles. I thought you did a great job.
I didn't have anything to do with it.
Your machine.
Macho
did
Man,
a great job.
Macho Man and Rhett nailed it. It looked great, and then let's go to the talent. Wow, Lummy, I tell you, I swear to God, even though you didn't do the best.
No, I know I didn't.
No, hold on, you didn't do the best. You had probably the one line that will stick with me for the rest of my...
I know what it is.
For the rest of my... I've never heard it.
Oh.
But it is so funny. I don't know where you heard it. I don't know if you just came up with it. But when a guy's got a big set of Steve Harvey teeth, kind of like what Brian Bertoni has, when you call it a row of urinals, I will never till the day they cremate me, I'm going to steal that off of you. And when I see a guy that's got a big set of Buc-ee's on, I'm going to say, man, you got a row of urinals on you. That was the line of the night.
That was great.
God, that was funny.
Thank you.
Oh,
did you make that up?
Yeah, actually, it just came in when I was trying to think of how to really dig at Brian.
Row
and I
of urinals, and we all of us
looking at the Bucks game.
All of us men, every one of us men have walked into a sporting event bathroom and seen the big row of urinals, and you just they look like Brian's teeth. They really do. Less the partitions. Oh my God, it was a great line. But anyway. Anna, she, I don't know who was. Maybe we could do. Maybe we could make it take. I don't know. Let me actually put these on X. There we go. Oh, phew. I didn't have them on X, so we could have been sneaking in.
Mm-hmm.
We're the only radio show that doesn't want you to call in, my friend, because we got so much of our own good stuff to talk about. Narcissistic, no. So anyway,
focused.
Here's the deal. Less the partitions. Those are the urinals. And I was going to say maybe we go to the phone lines, but that's always a big whodunit.
Oh, yeah.
It's Joe the Supermark. It's Pedro the Pool Guy. It's Dark Match Steve. It's the same people.
Oh, yeah.
So we put those people on hold. And I'm saying, do we try to amongst us come up with, who's the roaster? Who was the roaster of the event? Dan's not included because he's the host. And it had, you obviously had the most lines.
Should we do a show vote?
Yeah, maybe a show vote, because Anna, if you look at the comment section, it's between you, Tara, and Babyface.
Oh, I was gonna say it was probably Tara or Babyface.
Yeah.
Well, no, Anna, I've seen.
Really?
Listen, I don't ever like to throw you a bone either, Rich. I don't pump. I don't pump you up unnecessarily.
No, you
I don't
don't.
even really like you that much. But I'm just saying, we do good radio together.
Yeah.
But that being said, yeah, I think you're in the conversation.
Do you get a copyright if you play extended versions of your old of that? Will you get copyrighted on yourself?
From us?
Yeah, we'd have to copyright
ourselves, so no.
Dan?
What?
You're the smartest person I know.
But I don't understand the parameters of YouTube.
Shut up immediately. You're the smartest person I know. You're a doctor and a lawyer. You supposedly, I don't even know, have you had a measured IQ?
Yeah.
Okay, would you like to, will you, would you just, I'm 109. I'm 109.
42.
You're 142?
But listen.
No, hold on, bitch. This is my show. Are you a one? You're a 142, right? I'm a 109, and you asked if we can that'd be like saying you driving down the road and you give yourself a speeding ticket. That's what you just said, you dumbass.
I thought I heard you guys say one time that if you played too much of a previous show that was already on YouTube, that they would temporarily flag that.
Who?
I remember you guys talking about
You're
that like a
saying
year
that
or two
if-
ago.
Not if it's our stuff.
So you're saying if we replay, like if we were to take the roast and break it down a little bit live on our show today, that we could potentially get a copyright strike from ourselves?
I thought it was that sensitive that you could potentially do that. I don't know. I
you
don't
could
understand.
be that stupid.
Oh, okay. Maybe I'm just that stupid.
God, for being that
Stupid.
smart, you're stupid.
I don't know all the parameters and all the
142.
algorithms
Well, I mean, it could be
of
just like
YouTube.
an automated
Idiot.
system that goes off if it's like, heard it before or something.
I don't know what the hell he's even talking about.
Okay.
How you can copyright yourself. Again, I think the good analogy on that is you drive down the road. Oh, I'm 10 over. Let me write myself a ticket.
I don't know. Take that ticket and tear it up and wipe my ass with it.
Now, have you gotten a speeding ticket like in the last 5 years or so?
Yes.
Okay, and are you like what is your demeanor? Like here's how I am. I roll my windows down. I'm like as nice as can be. I'm like, I'm so sorry, officer. I'm not going to give you any stupid excuses. Yes, I know I was speeding. I don't know how quite fast I was going, but I know I was speeding. Wasn't paying attention. So just that's all I got for you, bud. Here's my license and my registration and my proof of insurance. And I'm registered. I have a concealed carry, and I have a 9mm in my tactical bag laying there in the next seat. If you'd like me to get out of the car for you to secure the vehicle or for you to secure the weapon or whatever you like me to do, just tell me. I'll do whatever you need. Boom. That's what I say, Dan. That's my whole spiel. Man, at that point, they're like, man, first of all, this guy just admitted to speeding. He's not giving me any bullcrap excuses. And he's kind enough to tell me that he's got a gun and he'll step out of the vehicle and, whatever I need to do to, secure that gun. And most of them go, nope, I appreciate you telling me about it. And then later on, I've talked to cops privately, and they're like, people that are going to shoot cops don't usually tell them that they have a gun like laying in their duffel bag, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Usually good people tell you that. So that puts you in kind of a good people category, right? And that's how you. And by the way, if you must have. I don't think you can put a Bubba Army sticker on your Ferrari, can you, bud? I mean, it's kind of cheapening it up a little bit. Yeah, the brand is that.
The little
isn't that
circle.
strong.
I've used small ones though before my Ferraris.
What do you mean?
I've seen smaller Bubba Army stickers, like little tiny ones.
This little specs.
They're like a stamp.
Oh, okay, so when we make stamp size Bubba Army bumper stickers, that's when you'll decide to go ahead and put one on your Escalade and your track Ferrari and your daily driver Ferrari.
No, my track Ferrari's got
let's not
Bubba
forget
Army.
about your 1984 Tubbs and Crockett Lamborghini Countach, straight from the Miami Vice set. I mean,
I hate that car.
do you not
Everyone
have
loves that car. You hate it.
That car just looks old. I mean, like, I'm just like, man, here you are. You got a 2023 Ferrari. Why do you need an 84?
Well,
Like, I'm
it's
just
a 91,
saying.
but still, I get it. I mean, it's stick shift.
91,
it's fun.
84,
it's
it's all
retro.
the same. My God.
Why do people buy old Porsches? Why do people buy old Mercedes? Why
Yeah,
do
but
people buy?
here's
Your
the thing.
dad had how much fun is it to drive
But here's the
a
thing.
Phaeton?
A Phaeton, 32
Phaeton.
Ford Phaeton.
Phaeton.
Here's the thing about yours, like if you were telling people, hey, I got this 84 Countach that I'm just it's an investment and I'm going to flip it here in 5 or 6 years when it's double what I paid for it.
Right.
But you're not really proud of it and you're not driving around trying to act like you're all that. Like that's how you present that car.
I am proud of
It's
it.
a
I
flip.
love it.
It's
a flip.
It's an investment. It's a flip.
It's a museum piece.
Don't try to pull it off like it's cool because it's not.
Okay.
Just saying.
Thought it was cool.
So anyway,
You thought wrong.
So I'm gonna have to have
Yeah.
Merch Crick see if we can get a hold of our bumper sticker manufacturer and get stamped size stickers for those that have really high end cars. Let me that didn't want to,
You think Jay will put one on?
No,
stamp?
right.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
no, he would not.
Sure he would.
No, he wouldn't. I don't think he would.
I guess we can ask him.
Maybe on his golf cart.
Yeah, it'll be on. He'll get some technicality of the deal.
Yeah.
So anyway, with regards to the 3, let's do a show vote right now. Talking about the roast. And see, Dan, I don't think I need to pull the roast up right now and play it.
No, we can play parts of it later if you want. I mean, I don't, it's up to you. It's your show.
Yeah, thanks. We got so many. We got so many. I mean, we got Bill Clinton. We got Bill Clinton on the Epstein plane. You know, we got
Christmas.
We got Wonderland Franco. Arrested in the Dominican Republic, who's the shortstop for the Rays. We got the Bucks that look like absolute crap. We got the Packers, who, Lummy, I don't even know. Either Minnesota must be that bad.
They were
just
bad.
because Green Bay's not that good.
They looked good. They looked good.
I know, but they looked good because they're playing a team that was a little bit better than Gibbs High right now. I mean, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
All right. So, I mean, the Bucks, I don't know what the hell the Bucks are thinking. I mean, Rhett's mic's up, and I'm just sure he's just, I bet the poor little dog got kicked about 10 times during that game.
I actually ended up eating some money to go watch the Bucks play on my birthday, and they hand-delivered me the best game of the season.
So you're thinking, you know what? It's my birthday. This is going to be a game that's either we're going to win as a Bucks fan. Dan, you have a box there too. So as a Bucks fan, you're thinking, okay, we got the Saints in town. It's a must-win game. Not necessarily a must-win game, but they're in our. It really.
We clinched the playoffs. We win.
It was an opportunity to be one of the biggest games in franchise history if they had won. Because if they won, it would have been the first time in the almost 50-year history of the Bucks that they won the division 3 years in a row. Would have been the first time since I believe 2020, including the postseason, that they won 5 in a row.
Well, I think it was also there was a record attached to it. It was one of the very handful of times that they'd clinched it before the last game of the season.
Are the Saints a good team this year?
Yeah, I mean they're decent.
When they play the
Mid-level?
Bucks, whenever they play the Bucks, it's like their Super Bowl for them.
And so poor Rhett, it's his birthday. It's like, this is, if the Eagles are coming to town, Rhett, you might go, I may not want to go. We might get blowed out of that deal.
Well, I went to that game with Brian, and we also did get blowed out.
So, but when you're saying, hey, listen, New Orleans is coming to town. Baker Mayfield's been playing good lately.
Yep.
This is a game that we really got to get up for. Like, this is a game the boys are going to bring it. There's so much riding on this game. It makes our playoff life so much easier. Let's just win.
The Bucks never win more games than they have to make the playoffs.
Yeah, true.
Ever. If they ever have a chance, if they can lose a game towards the end of the year and still make the playoffs, they lose it every freaking time.
Yeah, I was just hoping that they would look competitive. I didn't have the best feeling that they would win, considering they already beat New Orleans earlier this year. But they didn't even look competitive. It was 20-0 in the third quarter. We're still running screen passes and inside handoff.
The only team that Tampa could beat in the playoffs right now is postseason Florida State.
Oh, how about Florida State?
Oh, they turned it up.
Hold on. I hope that their legal counsel's being honest with them and saying, listen, we need to go. We need to not pursue this lawsuit anymore because we really lost a lot of our argument to the judge. Your Honor, we were going to sue because we felt as if we should be considered for the college championship because we're 13-0. But when we played a team that's not even the big, we got our asses kicked by 60
they said it
points.
actually helps our argument because of all the transfers and everyone that left.
Right.
They were down
28.
They were down 28.
And all the players that sat out. But I was bitching and moaning on this very show like a month ago about Florida State fans because did we not all see this coming?
No.
Was the number one excuse not going to be, but all of our guys sat out?
No, but the problem is, when the game is meaningless, then I don't blame the guys for sitting out. Because the game was absolutely meaningless. If I was at Florida State, based on what happened, I'd have skated too.
If you win the game, then you got a slam dunk argument in the court system.
But that doesn't help the players. Yeah. Especially if they get a twisted ankle or take a knee out or a shoulder.
Yeah, because even Kirby Smart said that the NCAA needs to fix this broken system.
Right, so anyway, the college football playoffs ended up with Michigan and Ohio and Alabama going into a shootout. Sumo watched the game. I fell asleep at 6. Right when they started, the game started. I think it might have been 7-7, maybe when I left.
It was exciting.
And it was. Did you watch it all?
Yeah.
How long did it go till?
It went till like 8:30, 8:35. Yeah, 8:40.
Could never do that. But
and then they ran that kid right up the middle like an idiot.
To me, man, it looked like, for the little bit I saw, that the defensive line for Michigan were just. I mean, they were just superhuman.
They were.
I mean, they were like.
Well, Alabama wasn't blocking a damn thing in that first half. They got 5 sacks in the first half on Jalen Milroe, and every single one, the guy coming in was unblocked.
Because Alabama shouldn't even been there.
Well,
All those big five-star recruits that Alabama got.
I don't know. I really feel as if college football and this transfer portal, and we didn't make the playoffs, so I'm transferring, or I did make the playoffs and I'm going there, and I just feel like it's going to. And then the NIL deal, where some schools can just bona fidely listen. Some schools like Texas A&M with all the big oil.
Oh yeah.
Because a lot of their alumni are big oil dudes, which got that's where all the money is, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, literally, they can this, and this is not illegal. You could tell a freshman that's a 5-star recruit from whatever, let's say he's the number 1 quarterback in the entire country coming out of high school. Or you got a guy that say like the Pence kid from Indiana. Don't think that Washington didn't see. You think he think he went from Indiana to Washington for free?
Nope.
No way. They're there's $3 and $4 million NIL deals that are being offered to high school 5-star athletes and people that are already in college football that'll transfer over to the next school. There's $4, $5, $6, $7 million deals being cut from a kid before he even took one snap.
It's funny now too because ever since the rule change, they've officially started acknowledging some of these older deals that have happened. Like they were talking about Quinn Ewers last night, the Texas quarterback. He played a couple of snaps at Ohio State. Well, they just so happened to mention last night on the broadcast that Ohio State back in 2021 paid him $1 million to go play quarterback for them. And he only played 2 snaps and then transferred out.
Yeah.
Which is like Archie Manning.
But you didn't hear about that 2 years ago.
Like Archie Manning,
but
he
hold
didn't
on.
play at all.
Not only did you not hear about it, Rhett, but it was borderline, not quite. It was borderline.
Yeah, very hush-hush K-5 information.
Now it's no big deal. As a matter of fact, we're going to publicize how much money we give people, so it shows other athletes that we're willing to write big checks if you're that good, right?
Yeah, there was a Florida State, their best defensive lineman said he wanted $1 million from FSU not to transfer, and FSU said no, so he transferred this year.
So, talk about just the sport now being part of the Wild West. Well, if you're a real good player, let's say you were, really maybe you were highly recruited, but you didn't get any money to go to, any university. Nobody gave you a signing bonus out of high school to go, but you go on and let's say you go to like South Carolina. Okay, Lummy, you're
SEC.
Yeah. But you're not top 10. You're top 50 guy, but you're a top 300 guy. So you're an offensive lineman, which that seems to be some of the biggest, that's who they need more than anything, right? And you go to South Carolina your first year because the NIL deal wasn't around. You went on the NIL deal, kind of developed your sophomore year. You were a stud this year. You were a stud. Now you're junior year. You got one more year, and you got Texas A&M calling you saying, "Hey, listen, now soon to be senior." SEC, made all the SEC teams and everything like that, but he's not getting a lot of money out of South Carolina.
No.
Out of the Gamecocks. But Texas A&M's like, man, we need this offensive lineman. Call him up and offer him $2 million. And that's not illegal. That's not like you're going on the corner and buying some fentanyl. That's like, I'm talking about something highly illegal. You can literally do that. You can literally.
There's NFL players not making that much.
You can literally do that. Like the Texas A&M would report that we, Texas A&M, through our NIL Association Foundation, YPO, gave offensive linemen from South Carolina $2 million as part of a name, image, and likeness deal, right? And it's okay.
It's ridiculous.
What's Shador Sanders?
According to this,
isn't it a $4.5 million deal?
Well, according to this, it's $4 million for
$4 million.
Yeah.
$4 million for what? 3 years? Has he had $4 million at 3 years, or
it just gives each year, so it could go up or down.
So, like, did they have his years at Jackson State? Did they have his did they have?
No, it's just what they're like right now up to date.
What is current NIL is?
Yes.
Is he number one?
Yes, he is
at $4 million.
Yes. Number 2 is Arch Manning for Texas, who didn't even play this year.
But
he
don't
got
think about
2.8.
this, Dan. Don't think about the little $50,000 and $100,000 bet. You're this offensive tackle from IMG or from Plant or from Gibbs or Jesuit. One of the big schools around here, right? and you got an offer from Florida, an offer from Miami, an offer from Florida State. An offer. If you're that good, Lummy, you're going to have an offer from Georgia, all the SEC teams,
Alabama,
and Florida State, Clemson, talking ACC. You're going to have your pick, and Texas A&M or USC or somebody calls and says, "Hey, and you're like, listen, I'm going to go to Alabama, or I'm going to go to Georgia, one of these big things." And they're just going to sign you, and it's free because you're just a freshman a senior going into college. So you don't maybe not warrant that kind of money. But let's say a lower tier school, like let's say Tennessee or like Louisville or Kentucky, not some of these big SEC powerhouses. They go, the powerhouses that were going to pay you nothing and just give you the opportunity to play on such a great program. Let's say Louisville comes up to you and says, "Hey, listen, senior in high school. We'll give you, $75,000 to sign with us."
Yeah.
And you're a high school senior. $75,000 is like a zillion. I mean, right?
Yeah, you're taking it.
I mean, do I go to LSU for free, or do I go to Louisville for $75,000?
Go to Louisville for $75,000.
Right. I mean, right? That's what this is all going to turn into.
And then after you get 75, then you transfer and get $1 million from Alabama.
Well, so then you go out and have 2 good years, right? You start as a freshman, you're solid, and then Louisville comes to you and said, "Hey, we're going to give you $150 for this year." But meanwhile, now Jim Harbaugh and all the big boys got their sights on you, and you get into the transfer portal, and now you're $1 million dude,
Yep.
right?
Yeah.
And it's like, oh my God. It almost makes me want to get a chick pregnant right now to have it and have Dan inject it with everything known to man to make it just a superhuman kid. Because think how much money you can make off of it.
Just getting paid.
Would that be considered human trafficking if you trafficked your own kid as a sports player? I don't think so.
That's my plan.
Yeah, you know what, Lummy? We got a chance with Walker.
I know.
We do.
I'm pushing it.
We need to do a blood test, work on it, and get all of his levels, and maybe get him on some maybe some steroids or something.
Get him on whatever Dan's on.
Whatever. Just get him on stuff.
Yep.
Can you imagine Walker and
all tan and good looking? And
Yeah.
yeah, just can you imagine Walker like at 8's already being recruited by Power 5 teams to be an offensive tackle?
yeah, because at 8 years old he's going to be 6'4", 215.
But at 8 he'll be at 8 years old he'll be like 6'1", 195 at 8.
Oh,
And by his senior year, Walker will be like 6'5", 6'6", 245, 250. Because Lummy, you're not gonna let him get fat and soft like you.
No.
You're gonna,
Yeah.
you're gonna
Keep him in shape.
Yeah, you're gonna absolutely you are. That could potentially be your meal ticket.
That's right.
You could tell me to show up my ass. Hey, Bubba, I hate you. I hate how you Stockholmed me. You're a dick. Deep down, I just want to kill you more than anything. And Walker just signed a $4 million deal with Auburn, and I'm out of here,
See you later,
bitch.
Pops. Woo.
Only 16 more years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna be around, please. I won't be here. I mean,
You think you'll have what?
I don't know how many years.
16
Like,
years to
are we
live
talking about
or
your
to
career,
work?
or your life?
My career.
Oh,
Let's
okay.
they'll end the same day. They both end the same day.
Eventually, I want to have my career, so streamlined that it can just run itself, and we don't have to do a show. Like it just keeps aggregating into old shows, and people pay, a subscription. BubbaArmyHQ.com, Lummy.
Yes.
That's the dream.
To continue to listen to my, to my library, if you will.
Your
We're
archives.
you have so much volume of material that you can almost plug it all in and get Bubba AI. It would be almost exactly what you would do.
Yeah,
Because it's only based on what you plug in, and you have so much to feed into that machine.
Yeah, so here's the deal. Listen, I'm not trying to replace you people, I promise. But if you just run 5 years of my show through AI, and then every day, whatever the topic is, like today's big topic is that Bill Clinton was on the Jeffrey Epstein private plane log.
Surprise, surprise,
36
surprise.
times.
So AI has learned, potentially what my opinion on that would be, right? This good AI. Hey, listen, did we all not get blown away by the AI that Brian Matroni made for the roast?
Yes.
I mean, I'm going to tell you something. For the first 30 seconds, I was a nervous wreck in fear that Hogan was going to come walking through the door.
I
You shed a
know.
tear?
I was like, I wanted it to be real, and then once it got unbelievable because it was so dirty, then I realized it was, it was fake. But my God, it was good. Well, if you can do that with Hulk Hogan wanting to blast my wife and be my friend again, you can certainly just type in, what would Bubba and the team feel opinion of the Bill Clinton being on the Jeffrey Epstein, log and traveling on his personal plane?
It'll get there one day, but it's going to be a while.
Really?
Yeah,
Maybe
I don't know.
Probably about the time, about 10 years from now, when I'm ready to hang this bitch up and not wait. Yeah.
Yeah, by then I have to imagine for sure it'll work. But
And
I don't know if Brian told you how long.
Rhett. Just you and Mont, just a couple engineering dudes in here.
Did Brian tell you how long that clip took him to make?
No.
About 6 hours.
Whoa.
Really?
He had to type all that himself. Like
Yeah.
it doesn't just automatically generate, what it thinks is the funniest jokes. He really had to put a lot of work into that.
Oh. So then I'd have to have a guy in here typing
That's
what
6
I thought.
hours of work?
Yeah, for about 45 seconds to a minute of speaking.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, again,
Long run.
Dan.
Yes.
In the Indy 500, man, like back in the 30s and 40s, they were trying to hit 100 mile an hour or something like that, right?
Take a few laps.
And now they're hitting 240. So I mean, technology, my friend.
Right.
Please.
Right.
It took 6 hours. Now, in 2, 3, 4 years, it'll take 6 minutes.
Yeah, exactly. It'll get better.
Boom. Today's after show, Lummy, we're gonna do the parody song.
Oh, completion.
Yeah, we're gonna finish it.
We're gonna finish that out.
Nice.
Okay.
Parody songs of the year.
And then, hey, when we come back, let me go to words. But when we come back, let's kind of vote internally about who we think, was the roaster of the roast.
Roaster of the year.
No, not roaster.
Roastest with the mostest.
Yeah, whatever. Just the roastest with the mostest. We'll do that next.
That particular situation was getting pretty hairy.
All right. Want to make sure you're on top of it.
Time for some words before we get back to the mayhem with the Bubba the Love Sponge show.
I've seen you that. Yeah, and can you put that in on the AdWiz? Yep. You will?
Yeah, I got Bub Army stickers that's about 3/4 by 3/4.
There you go, Dan.
You got small. There are small ones.
Yeah,
I've
used
seen
them
them
in my
before.
wheels. I got, I took 16 sets of wheels to the track with me this weekend, so I put them out on every wheel so that my tires don't get mixed up with anyone else's.
Oh, those little ones.
Yeah,
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah,
all
those.
the tires and wheels look the same, so a lot of people put their number in them. I put a Bub Army sticker.
A couple of them.
Dan will put that on his rim. That's where he's gonna put it.
Inside of my glove box, dude. Thank you, Hollywood 69. I appreciate that. But I'm not being judged on this one.
Hello.
What's up, Christopher Stevens? Kenny Powers, you are funny. Stacey G, Group of Lips, good morning. What's up, JHM3? Bubbles Divorce Lawyer, good morning, Camper Scott. Operator. Thank you. Dawn Hamdor. Blonde Diva. Next time call. Thank you, Michael White. Jamie, Kenny, thank you. It's True Blonde Diva. And Beach Bell Detective, that was gross. The Bucks did throw up all over themselves. So, disgusting. Camper Scott. Who's this person? Esquire with a wrench.
I think he got some cash. I think he got some. Oh, he's not in here yet. Let me fucking idiot.
Ace Coco Clemens, Simon 13. Good morning. Second. Jay Gator, Fanalado. Ripper Lips. Jay Gator. American Mom. Texas Hillbilly, 88. Thanks, Snizzle Slayer. Thank you, Jay Gator. Oh. Huh?
Did you have a nice Christmas?
When's your holiday?
It was great. It was awesome. I love Christmas.
Do you weep on Christmas a little bit? Because
Okay, Jesus.
who's a Jesus?
A little bit. Tears of joy, please. What's up, Nick the Gun Guy?
DJ clip, that was funny. It's not Biggie. It's Biggie, 73, 75.
Morning, Nick.
Camper Scott. Christopher Stevens.
Hey, Iggy. You know, for real, 42 months.
Unity. Pablo Pacheco. Thank you. Happy New Year. I mean, I'm gonna call you, please.
Happy New Year. What the fuck? I was even close. Can you read?
Well, at least he has his priorities in order.
Great. What do we do with them now?
We now return to the Bubba the Love Sponge show.
Lummy, I think you got a couple cash gimmicks that you might have missed.
I don't have the pad.
So why didn't you let me know about that?
I text. I didn't know you had. I text Merch Kirk to see if she was here yet. I think she might have grabbed it.
Oh, the little iPad
Yeah.
deal.
Yeah.
So do I need to do? Do I gotta do all the? Am I the guy? Am I the
mean,
guy?
for right now, yeah. I don't have a way to read them.
Wow. Will Wilson 50 and 24/7 Dynamic Solutions 15, not to be confused with Greg and Abe's 100 out of the hole. That's only my cash. I don't know if I have a Venmo. Let me see here. This is I'm so sorry. It's very awkward for all of us, for me to have to give attaboys for those that keep the program funded. It looks like nothing yet on Venmo, so it looks like we're okay. I think we're up to speed. Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, all at the Bub Army. So Michigan beats Alabama last night in a barn burner, and Washington, did they handedly beat Texas? Or was
No, it was a close game, 37-31.
All right, so now it's Michigan and Texas.
No, Michigan and Washington.
I'm sorry, Michigan and Washington for the national championship. Where's that played at?
At Houston.
Oh, in the Houston gimmick?
Yeah.
And when?
Monday.
Oh, so they give them a week?
Yes.
They give them a week to recoup.
Yep.
And next Monday, is that the Tostitos Bowl or, like, I don't know.
I don't even know which one it is. It's the national championship
I think it's
game.
just the national championship game. I don't think there's a
Man,
sponsor.
can you imagine the kind of money you could get? That's where they're messing up, man. They need to get, you know how much money they're leaving on the table by just calling it the national championship game? I mean, Ford or Chevy or anybody would pay, I think it's Dr.
Pepper.
Yeah, Dr. Pepper's got it all over the whole entire playoff.
I think it's even a Dr. Pepper themed trophy.
Oh.
So it's not really a bowl game, but it's the Dr. Pepper National Championship.
It's going to be the guy in the
brand it
purple
up.
outfit in the trophy.
All right. Well, I'm saying, Dr. Pepper then, obviously, or college football, and saw there was an extreme value in that in the naming rights. And can you only imagine? Let me ask old girl if she even knows.
I got the iPad, by the way.
Oh, you did?
Yep, got it.
Thank you. Hey, Alexa, how much did Dr. Pepper pay college football to be the official sponsor? A little long-winded. She's not going to know it.
From chiefmarketer.com. Dr. Pepper is back to quench college football fans' thirst for $1 million.
No, that's some contest, you dumb slut.
Neil Malpazier, 25 on the Venmo.
That's where you come in with a bing while I'm asking Alexa, and she's over there.
$35 million a year.
$35 million a
yes.
year. For how many year deal? Like a 5-year deal?
It looks like it's currently a year-to-year deal.
Oh, year-to-year deal.
Yes.
So $35 million a year?
Yes.
What if Monster came in and like, hey, we'll give you $37.5 a year.
Looks like
welcome to the 2025 Monster College Football Championships.
Yeah, for real.
Because Dr. Pepper sucks. Their ad campaign sucks. I mean,
would you rather have it Bud Light?
Yeah. I would.
That's the way Bud Light could win back all of America, Lummy, if they were the title sponsor for the college. Because Bud Light took a hit.
Can they have alcohol sponsor though?
I don't think so.
Yeah,
it looks like technically they're in a year-to-year deal, but they do have a promise of a 6-year deal.
Oh, okay.
And it ends in 2024.
Yeah, because no company's going to sign a 1-year deal.
Well, it looks like they have chances every year to renegotiate, but they have the rights currently until. With ESPN and college football for $35 million a year.
So, I mean, like, how much of it's going to ESPN? How much is going to college football?
I'm trying to get the whole breakdown.
All right. So anyway, that's Monday, and it's the Dr. Pepper National Championship game. What is it, like 8:20 kickoff?
Yeah, it's late.
I'll be not even a chance to watch it.
No.
So it's Michigan, Washington.
God, I really got spoiled on being able to watch, shows. Like, normally the Packers played on Sunday night at 8:20 against Vikings. Normally I wouldn't have been able to watch that game. I would have got up at, 2:30 in the morning like I do on my normal daily schedule and seen that they had won 30. So I'd be like, wow, how in the heck? And I missed it all.
That Texas-Washington game last night, it didn't even get kicked off until after 9 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
It was ridiculous.
Because they had to wait for the Michigan-Alabama
But I got
game.
really spoiled in the fact that I was watching things like at 11 o'clock. And
like a normal person.
Yeah, just boss hogging that whole week. God. I don't know if that week's really good, but it also really, really sets you back when it depresses you when we have to go back to our regular schedule.
It wouldn't have been so bad except for New Year's, keeping people up till 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock sometimes because you're watching the stupid stuff on TV and
Yeah.
Going out. It's just hard because then it's the next day.
Yeah, but that's why I strategically didn't have us work right after New Year's.
Thank you.
I needed Sumo will tell you, I needed all of yesterday to get back on track. Like the last time I ate was noon, took my pills at 4, was passed out at 6 because I had to get back on my routine.
Yeah.
And, I couldn't have done that after New Year's Eve. Not that I'm a big New Year's Eve guy and I go out and get drunk and go to nightclubs or anything like that, but I did.
Stay up till
You
midnight.
did all-inclusive fantasy night of New Year's Eve for $1,000 a head.
No, here's what.
All you can eat and drink.
Here's what my New Year's Eve consisted of. Ready? Me and Sumo and the Merch Crick going to Texas Day, Brazil at 5:30 in the afternoon because it's the only time you could get reservations.
Hell yeah.
And eating so much meat that I felt uncomfortable.
Yes.
Got home and tried like hell to take a poop to relieve myself.
Can't.
Finally did. And then we watched the Packer Minnesota game, which was unbelievable, Lummy.
Yes, it was.
And watched earlier that day. We watched the Colts, and we watched the Bucks and some other games. And then we went to dinner at 5:30. Was home by like 7:30. Watched the Packer game at 8:20. Sumo couldn't even stay awake till midnight. It was like 5 till midnight. And the Merch Crick is like, because she's from 8th grade, literally. She thinks that, ringing in the new year and getting a kiss is like something you
have to do it.
Yeah, it's like, come on, sophomore. Like, come on, I'm a grown.
Come on, it's kind of fun.
I'm a grown man. Quit acting like a sophomore in high school. Get the hell out of here. I'm the worst. So she's like, we got to stay up till midnight to watch the ball drops. We're watching Ryan Seacrest and LL Cool J.
Yeah, I was watching
and
that
how
too.
in
Cool
the
J
hell?
looks good.
He looks exactly the same.
LL Cool
impressive.
J is he's the man.
I know what you're going to say next. I know exactly what you're going to say next.
Good, because you know.
Because who was with LL Cool J?
Yeah, so I'm gonna get into that here momentarily.
Daniel Rose, 25.
Thank you,
What's up,
buddy.
D-Rose?
So we got LL Cool J, like the pimpest of all pimps. He's 50-some years old, probably damn near 60.
Yeah, probably
he just
55.
looks good as hell. He's just always been perceived as just a cool dude. Never been a big scandal, not a thug, but just
55.
Great music. He's just LL Cool J is the epitome of being cool.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, great. Get that LL Cool J, that's great. I want to see him on my New Year's Dick Clark Rockin' Eve, even though Dick Clark died 26 years ago, and Ryan Seacrest bought the rights to. Did you know that?
Oh,
Ryan,
he bought him?
Oh, no, I
Ryan,
didn't.
listen to this true story. This is show you how smart I am compared to Dan. Is the fact that Dick Clark had a deal with ABC called Dick Clark's Rockin' New Year's Eve, and it was like, I don't know, like a 99-year deal and a bitch ain't one or something like that, right? Well, after he died, Ryan Seacrest's production company came in and bought Dick Clark's production company. And, Dick Clark's family, they're like, yeah, it was sold for penny, like he sold it for pennies on the dollar, like $10 million or something like that. And so Ryan Seacrest's production company now owns what they call the Dick Clark's Rockin' New Year's Eve. I don't know of a lot of things, Lummy, that are named, well, I guess, yes, I do. I guess the Vince Lombardi Trophy. Yeah. All that kind
Bob
of.
Army Radio.
Yeah, whatever. But, why do we got to call it the Dick Clark's Rockin' New Year's Eve? Dick's dead. Let's just name it what it is. It's the Ryan Seacrest. Mm-hmm. And I got to tell you, man, I don't know. It's ABC, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
God, they put some money in the production.
Yeah, but he loved Dick. They were friends.
Hold on now.
I bet he
Sounded
did.
weird.
Well, Dan, what a really hack attempt.
He did.
To get in.
They were good friends.
Okay.
They did it together.
All right. So, yes, they did. Remember when Dick had Sarah Paul was like, this Dick Clark and this, and they're like,
he was there holding Dick up.
It was 2 years after Dick should have wrapped it up.
Right.
So Dick
Gotta wrap that Dick.
Up. You're going to be asked to leave on the next stupid
Tukey.
Then you're going to be asked to leave on the next. Like you hit me with 3 of them, like right away. Bam, bam, bam.
I find his
Dan,
attempt funny.
Enough of the dick jokes. The first sophomoric one was funny. Now we're trying to get into something, okay? Stop with the dick jokes.
Okay.
You and Eric
Okay. I'll
in
put it
8th
down.
grade together.
Okay.
It's like Beavis and Butthead, you two dumbasses. So, I mean, like, Lummy, ABC really puts a ton of production, like the lighting and all this kind of stuff. And so that's like they got Dick Clark. I mean, you got Ryan Seacrest there. Now he keeps throwing over to this one chick who I don't know who the hell this bitch is. some good-looking like.
Oh, Rita Ora.
Yeah, whoever she is.
Yeah, she's a singer.
She's dumb. She was just stupid.
All right.
They need to pick a hotter chick that's a little bit smarter. Okay, that or go the opposite way and get the dumbest.
Does it work that way?
Maybe get the chick that was that on Miss America that was such as U.S. Americans needs maps. Maybe give it to her. But then, this is where I don't know I'm going with it. Then you got Jelly Roll and his wife and their daughter.
I did not think that was his daughter.
And it's like, I'm jelly rolled out. I really am. And more than anything, Lummy, I believed in that guy back in 16?
Yeah, about that. Yeah,
2016
had him. Had a little before that.
17 or 18.
Had Jelly Roll in this studio, interviewed him about some small gig that he had
at the State Theater.
The State Theater was super cool to him. Like nobody would put him on or interview him. I did, promoted his event, and and thought that everything was cool, as it should be. Well, he's such a star now that he won't even. And so Lummy has reached out to Jelly Roll and said, "Hey, Jelly Roll," or I guess Jelly Roll has people.
He has
now.
people now. Yeah, he has people now.
Just can't get a hold of him.
No.
Anyway, we've spoke to his people and explained to his people that we were there for Jelly Roll back in 16 and 17 when Jelly Roll was selling out 250 seat, Capitol Theater gimmicks, and believed in him and promoted his stuff and everything. And could we get Jelly Roll on the air one day just to kind of kick it? Hey, Bubba, what's going on? Hey, good. It seems like you're killing it. Yeah, I'm killing it. Nope,
not allowed.
Nope. Jelly Roll says nope to Bubba.
Oh, I don't even think he probably doesn't even know. These people probably are making all the decisions.
Well, I saw him backstage with Orlando when he came to town.
Oh, nice.
So, that went through that went through 99, QIK. Because it's a Beasley cluster.
Of course.
So, but Jelly Roll. So Orlando.
So he does know. He does know.
So Orlando, African American guy who hasn't
crashed his car,
who was drunk driving, who does happen to be the co-host of the hottest bitch in all of Tampa radio, Meredith. Wow. Listen, Meredith, I've been in Tampa radio since 1992, and you are the hottest ever.
And she's getting hotter. It's crazy.
God. Not that I even have a chance with her. I should have a chance with her just being the radio god that I am in the town that she works in, but I do not.
Never know.
I'm not going to be stupid. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and think that, she probably laughed at me. Because you got to understand, she worked for MJ, so he Stockholmed her and hating me.
Oh, that's
right?
true. Yeah.
And then now she works for Orlando, and he Stockholms her into hating me.
Yep.
She doesn't know deep down that I'm a very sensitive man, very nice guy and everything.
She's apparently married, but there's no evidence of it online anywhere.
She is so hot.
Strange.
So anyway, Jelly Roll. So we're watching the New Year's Dick Clark New Year's Rockin' Eve. And there's literally 5 minutes left. We just got done watching football. Sumo announces, "God damn, I'm going to bed. I can't take another 5 minutes of this stuff. I'm going to bed." And Merch Crick's like, "Please don't go to bed. It's midnight. We all have to celebrate and I have to give Bubba a kiss." I'm like, man, that is what are we in 8th grade now? Middle schoolers?
So you
pretty
gave
much
her a kiss,
everyone does that.
Yeah.
Make Sumo stay up and give you a kiss?
No, Sumo says Sumo went to his bedroom at exactly 11:57.
Oh my God, Sumo!
He did. He probably was wallering in the bed about right at midnight. That's all he brought in 2024.
Was that you?
And so I gave the Merch Crick a little kiss.
Good.
And then I said I hit the power off button, and I said I'm going to bed. Bam. And I'm sleeping until 10 the next day.
Nice.
And when I get up, you better have some scrambled eggs waiting for me.
And did she?
Of course she did. So we have to, as we promised, talk about our roast that we had on Friday the 22nd. Dan was the roast master. It's available on our YouTube channel. I think it's the only place that we put it.
Yes.
Did we put it on Facebook?
No, we have not.
Talking about the roast?
Yeah.
It did end up on Facebook, yeah.
No, well, live though, right? Live was
no, it
just
wasn't
YouTube.
live. It
Okay.
was just after the fact.
Live. It was only seen on YouTube.
Yep.
It was produced unbelievable. Thank you to all that produced it. And there were 3 people that really the fans and the cross section of comments and people that I've talked to said that Dan's can't be considered in this running because so Dan, please don't get a chip on your shoulder.
Although I did probably pop harder on one of Dan's zingers than on anyone else.
Yeah.
And that was the didn't want to ask Seth a favor one. I really liked that one a lot. Like a lot. Thought about it days later. I'm like, God, that was good.
Yeah, that was pretty good. Well researched. You had to use the receipts.
Sorry. It was good though.
So the amongst us, so it'll be the people voting will be me, you, Dan, because see, Dan, you're not in the running. Yep. Anna, you can't vote because you're in the running.
Oh.
And Rhett and Macho Man. See, Anna, you're one of the contestants, so you can't vote.
Okay.
Even though you probably were going to vote for somebody else other than yourself.
Absolutely.
But I still just, for all intents purposes.
Understood.
Formatically, I think it would be just,
she'll recuse herself.
Yeah, she'll recruit. I will recruit.
Like Jeff Sessions.
Yes. So, Lummy, over to you. Who do you feel was the roastest with the mostest, my friend?
I believe it was Tara.
Okay, you got Tara.
Yep.
Okay. Dr. Dan, what do you got?
I'm going to give it to Tara.
Oh, for real?
Mm-hmm.
2 for Tara.
Oh, wow.
Okay. Rhett, the filthiest of gingers.
I liked Brian.
Brian, okay. And the macho-ness, this is.
I have to say, Dan did a great job doing the host. Tara was my number one favorite, and Brian was second.
He even broke it down quite further. And so now it comes to me and my vote, and I would have to say Brian. So, but Tara wins 2-1. 2-1. So Tara is the roastest with the mostest.
Right.
Brian with his Rofoil urinals, his teeth.
I heard that Tara was also a ghostwriter for your mother, so.
Yeah, I heard that too.
Mm-hmm.
I gave Janie Cakes a whole bunch, and I was trying to tape it for content, and she took me aside and said, "You cannot put that on." There was some stuff that I said that I wouldn't want people to know.
Oh.
I go, I know, Mom, you're out of hand. We were at Christmas, Anna. I'm like, hey, Mom, you did really good on the roast. And she's like, thank you. And I go, unfortunately, you didn't write any of them. And she's like, God, what are you talking about? And I go, I've been told that Tara wrote it, almost every one of them. And Tarek might throw something in. I said, so why we got the entire family here? Let's just be honest. Let's just be intellectually honest. And I had my phone going, like I was taping this. My mom goes, you turn that phone off right now. And I go, Mom, come on, seriously, this is what people love. They love behind the scenes stuff, like, in her fight. She goes, don't tell me what people want to hear. Oh. Turn that phone off. I am sick and tired of it. There's just so much. And when my mom grits her teeth and she talks to you, that means you're like in super trouble.
Right.
It's kind of like when your mom puts your middle name in there sometimes.
Yeah, Daniel Salvatore Diaco.
Oh, yeah, you're like, oh, man. Like, oh, man, I got an ass whipping happening.
Yeah.
So I finally turned it off, and she's like, I shouldn't have to tell you. It just, you know what? I'm telling you right now, on behalf of the entire family, we are tired of you always trying to tape stuff. And then Tarek threw in, of course, yeah, brother. And everybody popped, and it was funnier than hell, and it was great. So Tara was the roaster of the year, and Dan, you did a phenomenal job. Lummy, you did a great job.
Thank you.
Anna, you did a great job.
Thank you.
Brian did a great job. Lummy, do we have the AI? So, by the way, to watch this roast that we speak of, you can go to our YouTube channel and just type, it's right up there. Our YouTube channel's at The Bubba Army. You can watch it in its entirety.
That audio should still be on the button bar.
Now, but is it? I think it's dirty, isn't it?
I think it is dirty.
Yeah, I think
toward
there's
the end.
one or two.
Mm-hmm.
Macho said he'll clean it up.
All right, cool. So part of the roast, before I go into words, part of the roast, Brian was last, and I did that by design.
Oh, could we make one small adjustment for next year?
What?
Could we do an intermission pee break? Because me, Jay, and Brian almost TT'd ourselves.
Well,
Jay literally ran off stage.
Yeah, Jay ran off stage.
Just put a towel on the chairs.
He's just a little bitch.
For the girls that laugh and pee, and for any guy that has to go.
Jay's a little soft, isn't he, Dan?
he was really concerned.
This seat's too hard for my ass.
Do you and Steven have ever had to tell Jay, quit being a pussy? And like, man,
every day as kids.
So anyway, but honest, so here's what we'll do. We'll have maybe have some built-in commercials that we can
that'd
hit,
be lovely.
So it's not
Just like 5
just
minutes.
so it looks more produced.
Yes.
We'll have some commercials, and then we'll be like a 3-minute pee break. Would that be enough for you to
That'd be great.
Like, you can. How long does it usually take you to drain your bladder? I'm assuming you go in, pull your pants down, drain your bladder, dab your little TT,
back to front,
pull your pants up, then wash your hands, dry them, and then you're done.
Yes, that's usually how going to the bathroom goes.
Right.
Yeah.
So next year, yes, we'll have a break where we build in maybe maybe we could put a Skag commercial on there, or something like that.
Yeah,
we got time to.
Brian was freaking out because he's like, Tom Bean is going to take forever, and he thought he was going to pee himself. But
that would have been funny though.
Yeah, that would have been great.
So the last person that roasted me was Brian, and it was by design because I knew he was going to bring it. You just knew he is. I mean, you just knew he was, and
this is in his blood.
Yeah, and so he was last, and part of his roasting me presentation was this AI generated Hogan thing where like they said where Hogan had made a message for me, a personalized message. And I think now those that know, there were a lot of people that knew before that it was AI. Dan, did you know before?
I had no idea what was going on until about 30 seconds into it.
So that's what I'm saying. What I'm saying is
I had no idea what was happening.
There were some like Tara, Gina, Tom Bean, Brian, obviously. They knew. Mach, did you or Rhett know? I'm assuming you probably did because you had to download it.
Yeah, us three did because he sent it to us.
Right.
Yeah.
So you three knew that it wasn't Hogan, but there were a lot of people, and let's think about. I mean, think about the people that were watching it.
Oh yeah.
Like the people that were watching it, like when there was probably a 30-second amount of time where I was absolutely beside myself, like nervous, ready to cry, not knowing what to do. Is he gonna come walking through the door? Like what's gonna?
Or you really thought it was him?
Yeah. I mean, for now, and for those that watched it organically and didn't know. I mean, if you're going to be intellectually honest, of course you don't want to say, "Oh yeah, AI got me," but it'd be almost interesting, Lummy, to look at comments and if people were to be intellectually honest, there was a time, man, it had me for a minute. It had me.
That first 30 seconds was strong.
And Dan, you arguably are the smartest guy here, although sometimes you act dumb as hell, but you're registered at 142, and you're saying that, there was it got you too.
Yeah, at the very beginning especially, because we haven't heard him live on any kind of media through your system in forever. So
or addressing me, talking to me, we've seen him on media, talking about this and talking about that, but not talking about me or saying my name.
Yes, it was close enough to what I would expect it to sound like that it sounded very authentic.
Oh. So I'm going to get it here in a minute and play it, Lummy, for everybody. Just in it, just the isolation of that.
Okay, yeah, it was good.
And so I know Mach probably needs a little bit more time to edit it. So I don't know if he'll be ready by the break. If not, we'll talk about Lummy. I made after 13 or 14 years, I bought a new Christmas tree yesterday.
Oh, did you?
You did, smart.
I did. Saved. Well, it was $3,000.
Holy cow!
And I paid $1,050 for it.
That's a good price.
Wow.
And it's
That's good savings.
13.5 feet, Lummy.
Wow.
Okay.
Built in, and the lights are,
How many lights?
Well, and the branch is all, a zillion,
lights, yeah.
a zillion,
1
zillion lights.
Perfect.
And Lummy, it's I'm thinking, how big is our current one? 10 foot?
I thought it was 12 foot.
I think it was 12.
12?
Yeah, 12 foot.
I'm thinking, Lummy, maybe. And you said we could probably get one more year out of this last one,
Correct.
right?
Yeah.
Maybe we put one of them kind of down in the corner down there, by the engineering window. And, and then we put another one. We have 2 Christmas trees. Like only pimps have 2 Christmas trees.
Of course.
Like people with a lot of money and big houses sometimes will put a Christmas tree at the foyer when you first walk in, and then there'll be another one, like a smaller one somewhere else. That's what, we might be very well, even Dan might even already do that. Do you, Dan?
I don't have multiple Christmas trees because it's more stuff I have to put away.
Oh.
So
Usually,
I'd rather just have a projector
like
of a Christmas tree.
I thought rich people like you actually paid people to come in and set up your trees.
You got Dumb and Dumber to do it.
No, I'm not having Dumber come in my house.
He's so. I mean, hold on. The guy, your handyman, who you call Dumber.
He's not my handyman. He's my car wash guy. There's a very big hierarchy. Handymen are intelligent.
Do you have a handyman?
We have well, the one we had died.
Oh,
recently. We had a good one.
Back when I was a pimp, man, I had Craig the Bulldog full time. Like he was, on staff.
I just need
just like doing anything from. Like changing my oil, my truck, to picking up Tyler from school. He was like my Manny.
Yeah, that would be handy. That would be really handy. So, mine's probably genetically good at drywall, but not much of a handyman.
Genetically good at drywall. So, Lummy, I got this 13.5. I got to know. I got to see how we're going to arrange it. We're going to be real fancy next year. And we're going to have 2 Christmas trees because you said you could probably get one more
we could.
year out of it.
Yep.
You should have a tree for every TV.
What about a tree farm here?
He is really, Lummy, is he a Tukey? God dang, what a Tukey.
He's been saving them up for 2 weeks now.
God, he is shot out of the Tukey cannon, is he not?
Yeah.
Now, since nobody else has got the guts,
The people's hammer has spoken.
How does that sound to you, mister? I think it sucks.
The Bubba the Love Sponge Show returns after this.
$40 bucks. 40 looks like.
Do you know which IQ test you took?
Forever.
No fucking idea. Because you could apply for men's songs. Good morning, Jay Gator. That smells good.
Sumo, you need anything?
Not a thing.
All right, 345.
Good morning, Louie.
I trained this morning on it.
You did?
Yeah.
Good for you. That's awesome.
You need anything, Bubba?
What's that?
I'm gonna get some breakfast. You need anything?
No, I'm good. I got mine right here. I'll see you when you get back.
Okay.
Bye, have fun. Wherever you may go.
I'm not going far.
Probably the dollhouse for breakfast.
It's on the button bar, Bubba.
Samba, motherfucking button bar.
Thank you, Warren.
Thank you, Bubba.
Thank you, Warren.
Thank you, Bubba.
Lummy, does it look like the Bucks are going to host a wild card game during Bart?
It might be Sunday, hopefully. It depends what the Cowboys and Eagles do, because they're going to wait to see what matchup it is on when they're going to put it
The
on.
Packers are going to be the 7th seed at best. So who are they going to play? Number 2?
Yep.
Yeah.
Who'll that be?
Right now,
It's gonna be either Philadelphia or Dallas, right?
Yep.
Who's the Packer matchup? I think they match it better with Dallas.
They do.
Well, they beat Philadelphia this week here, didn't they? We'll go look.
I'm looking right now.
And I don't think they did that bad. Packers, Philadelphia. No.
Look, I don't see it. No.
Detroit did get fucked.
Yeah, no, they didn't play him.
They didn't?
No.
Who the Bucks gonna play?
The Bucks gonna play either Philadelphia or Dallas,
Yeah.
probably.
So it all depends on that. And then what the networks want to do with the game, because it's up to them what day they play.
The Bucks will be home though.
No matter what.
No matter what, if they win the division.
Right.
Correct.
Who do they play next week?
Carolina.
Panthers.
Oh, come on.
William Davis, $100. Thank you, William Davis.
Yeah, they should be able to win.
Yeah, and then they're in.
They will run the entire fucking organization out of town.
If they fucking lose their playoff championship
Yes.
to the Panthers,
Mm-hmm.
They'll finally get rid of
Bowls.
Bowles. Thank God. I can't believe Mike Tomlins hasn't had a fucking bad season.
Yeah,
19 years
whatever
or
it is.
17
Yeah,
years or something like that. Yeah, it's unbelievable.
Now Steelers fired him. I take Mike Tomlin coming back.
Oh yeah, they loved him here. The Bucks liked him.
Yeah.
They just liked him.
Nowhere near the rare air at the top of the heap. I mean, we know what's important. More like the bottom feeders existing on the scraps of society.
Bubba the Love Sponge.
We now return to the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
PayPal, Venmo, Cash App. That's how we pay the bills, Tom. You can always go to BubbaArmyHQ.com. We're working on that. That's kind of our new shiny little object. It's like, and we're trying to put we're finding old stuff to continue to put up there.
Yep.
Stuff that it's never been listed anywhere before, like old Power Pig air checks and
Even some 98 Rock stuff.
yeah, just we're constantly finding hard drives and cassettes and stuff like that. We're working on an ingest station upstairs. So, and that's all of that is so that we can continue to add content, old school content, to BubbaArmyHQ.com. There's 3 levels, Lummy. If you just want to listen to the daily show, I think it just repeats.
Yes, it does.
You just, got to sign up and pick a screen name and be a grunt. It's free. It doesn't cost nothing. And then the real cool aspects of Bubba Army HQ, and being able to listen to some of the old stuff and stuff like that, that starts kicking in with is it $5.99 a month to be a sergeant? There's 2 levels, a sergeant and a lieutenant.
It's $5.99. Yes.
One's $5.99, one's $11.99. And one enables you to listen to it, stream it, and then the other one allows you to download it and own it.
Correct.
Kind of the difference, ain't it?
Yes, it is.
For the most part.
Pretty much, yeah. But there's so much content on there.
How bad is it gonna be for Todd Bowles? By the way, we're gonna talk a little NFL football right now because I know Anna hates it.
I don't hate it,
but it's like what most men are kind of talking about right now.
Oh yeah.
We're also going to talk about the Rays, Wanderland Franco, who's been officially arrested in the Dominican Republic. The Rays is, face of the Rays, where the Rays I just stepped up and I think and gave him a 10-year, $198 million deal.
Yes, they did.
And then did he get like a bonus or something?
Oh, he's got a bonus, all right. He's got some bonus handcuffs.
Yeah.
So now. Is that deal guaranteed even if he gets arrested, or will they have a clause where, unbecoming? Do they have like a morality clause where they can get out of that?
I believe they do. I'm looking into it, but I believe they do have a morality clause. Not all of it is guaranteed. So
he's not getting anywhere near any of that stuff, dude. They're going to do everything they can legally to take every penny away from him.
Well, if there's a chance, they'll play along, Danny. But the minute, he's arrested and sentenced to 5 years, and that's what it is, they're gonna get a hold of Major League Baseball and use every resource known to man to get out of that deal.
They're trying to get out of paying him anything. I mean, they already are trying to get out of it.
But he's done. He's not playing.
I don't know.
Okay.
We don't know. I think the only thing they arrested him for is not showing up for a hearing.
Okay.
So they didn't arrest him for the crime in itself. That's still
not showing up in court.
But when you don't show up to answer the charges of said crime, it's not probably the best look in the world.
What would you do if you were him, Bubba?
I think you got. I think you show up with a big dream team of attorneys. And you have made contact with each one of these families that you supposedly touched. Supposedly in the Dominican,
pay him off.
Supposedly in the Dominican Republic, I've read reports where the father of it's kind of still old school, where the father of the family kind of determines all major decisions, and if you can buy off the father of the family, then that's how you do it. The father of the family then calls off the troops.
Well, if he would have done that a year ago, like they were asking for, I think they were asking for $1 million in a Cadillac Escalade.
But here's the deal,
that's cheap, man, because he's going to lose $200.
But hold on, but hold on. You're right, but there also comes a point where when you open that, I'm going to just pay everybody off can of worms. Then
people start coming out of the woodwork.
So maybe he felt as if he had to set legal precedent and fight these. But newsflash, Wander Franco, you only fight the ones that you're innocent on.
Yeah.
You don't fight you settle the ones that you're dead. But right, Dan?
Yes.
You settle the ones that they got you on. They got you sending D-pics to this 15-year-old and then have, conversations of you having a text about how many times you blasted her over the summer.
Oh dear.
That's where you're walking up to Pops and saying, hey, what do you think about, $15 million?
She was 14, right? Is that the
Yeah. How about $1 million for however old every age every year? So let's make this and you don't think Big Poppy who runs the family is not going to take a $14 million check that will make sure that he didn't have to go work in that whatever that sugar cane factory that he's working for? I mean, Dan, there's not a lot of real good jobs in Dominican Republic, right?
No, it's not.
Unless
you're
a doctor or a lawyer or something like that.
Or own a resort.
Yeah, or own a resort or something like that, generational wealth. Chances are you're just a laborer and,
You're trying to leave.
No, in the Dominican Republic, I've been there. They're not trying to leave.
They're not?
The Dominican Republic's awesome.
They love it.
Every person doing manual labor in the Dominican Republic is Haitian. they have a slave force that they pay as indentured servants, essentially. They let them in there. They give them about $1 an hour. They do all the crap work. It's
They're
disgusting.
smart.
It's smart, but it's also kind of gross because it's like a completely two-tiered.
Hold on, it's what we do to China.
Nah,
Oh,
dude,
yeah,
we
hell
don't do
yeah.
this. It's what we did maybe
Go look at that-
150
go
maybe
look
when we were
at-
building railroads.
Go look at that toy that you just bought for your kid. Go look at that Sony PlayStation.
But that's how China
All of
treats
it-
its own
All of it's
people,
made in
not-
China.
Right.
All of it's made in China.
And by the
So, I
way-
mean, although we don't have physically the Chinese people, working for us, building those Sony PlayStations, they're in factories over there in China building the hell out of them. And that Sony PlayStation would cost the guy.
Well,
I
pull
know-
them out of poverty because most of them were working on rural farms, like starving to death. So they're doing a lot better than they were before. But anyways, back to Wander Franco.
I'm all,
making
for, I'm all
kids.
for China, man.
Yeah.
I like China.
It looks like the Rays will not have to pay him if he is convicted. The MLB now adds a morality clause in every contract to protect the teams.
All right. So what did he get? We're talking about Wonderland Franco. What? By the way, the roaster of the year is my sister Tara. Coming in second was Brian and Anna, a close third. I mean, a very distant third.
Yes, that's fine. I'm just happy I was in the top 3.
You
I
were.
did not expect that.
You nailed it.
Thank you.
So Lummy, what did when Wander Franco, Tampa Bay Rays shortstop, they've been grooming this guy since he. I mean, this has been their number one project now for 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
This guy was heralded as like one of the greatest, infielders ever to come through the rookie ball deal.
Worked his way up, coming out of the Dominican, everything.
Right. And so the Rays signed him to a $200 million deal.
11-year, $182 million.
How much of it was guaranteed? Because that's what he's actually got in his pocket.
The whole contract was guaranteed. He's only made $8 million of it.
Okay, so he's got $8 million.
Yep.
Okay. And so Dan, you got $8 million. And let's say, in order for you to get that other $172 million that they owe you, you may have to give away a lot of that $8 million if you're smart enough to know. So, right?
It's an investment.
So you go to each. Was there 2 or 3 girls?
I believe it was 2 girls.
You go up to both girls and say, "Hey, listen, 3 million, 4 million."
He could have done it with $1 million. He could have done it with him. He had a chance to do it for $1 million or less.
Yeah, in a Cadillac.
And $1 million in an Escalade, and didn't do it because he was just so close-sighted.
So, but hold on. If those people at one
Short-sighted.
time were asking for $1 million in an Escalade, which I find a little extortion-y.
Yeah,
I mean, right?
That's a beautiful trade.
No,
$1 million
but I
in an
mean
Escalade.
that feels a little
That's
extortion-y.
what everything costs these days.
I mean that feels. Doesn't that feel a little extortion-y? She didn't go to the authorities or anything like that. She just she got a hold of Wanderer and said, "Hey, for $1 million in an Escalade, this goes away." That message wasn't delivered by the authorities. That message was delivered by the family.
Right.
That feels a little extortion-y to me.
Yeah, but it seems fair.
So, he writes the check for $1 million. They go away and an Escalade. But so now we know that they've put a value on this. They've asked for money, right? That's how this whole thing started. It's not like but one of these 2 girls are upper crust and there's dad's like, there's no amount of money that will be able to restore my 14-year-old girl's virginity. I don't care what. Like, I am a very affluent. I own the trash manufacturer. I own the trash company here,
But check out my Escalade.
and paltry $1 million that would be an insult. No. Neither one of those dads of those girls are saying that. Every one of those guys got a machete. They're cutting down sugar stalks during the day, and $2 million in a brand new Escalade, bitch. And I didn't see nothing happened to my daughter, and we didn't see nothing. We are not cooperating with the authorities at all.
Mm-mm.
We're not cooperating with Major League Baseball. No, we're not saying nothing. You know what our official statement is? Nothing.
Jeez.
Who? Wonderland who? I don't really know who the guy is. So Lummy, there's a part of me that says he's going to be able to get out of it, but he's got to show up for court and start jumping through these hoops.
Oh, yeah. Well, supposedly
Idiot.
he fired all his lawyers, and then his lawyers never told him that he had to show up. That's what they're saying. supposedly.
Send you something kind of interesting, the different ages of consent around the world. There's many countries where 14 is perfectly legal.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
The overview of age of
If you
consent.
scroll down, there's like a
No,
chart.
I got one right here.
Scroll down a little bit. There you go.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
That's nice.
Wow. So, okay, here you go. So this is where you can like blast a chick and not get in trouble.
Yeah.
Right?
Apparently in
you know-
Nigeria, they only have to be 11, so that's cool.
That's a little lean. I mean, I'm all about hooking up with a hot young chick.
But 11.
But, I think 18's probably good for me.
Yeah.
Afghanistan, they don't even have to. You just got to be married.
Yeah.
So if you got married at 6,
It's all good.
I mean,
It's all gravy.
Like, can you imagine 6-year-olds getting married and blasting?
Well, they're typically not marrying each other, so.
But here's the deal, man. I don't know that a man's penis can even work at 6.
No, I don't think that's what it is, Bubba. I don't think 6-year-olds are getting married to each other. I think it's like a 30-year-old guy marrying an 8-year-old girl.
Oh.
Yeah.
So it's not. It's
Yeah,
not
that's
same
what I would
sex.
guess.
It's not same. It's not picture perfect same. Age marriage. It's
No.
So the guy could be 30 and she could be 10.
I think that's
and
how it
if they're
goes.
married, they're good. Albania is 14. Algeria is 16. Africa. Let me see. And Angola, Africa, 12.
Jeez.
I'm just going to go to the young ones.
Yeah.
Australia. So all of Australia is 14?
It's 16.
Right here?
That's Austria. Oh.
Austria.
That's interesting. I didn't know that.
Austria. So 14?
That's weird.
Yep.
Man, whatever the hell that is, and that's a little stiff. 21. We're really coming into
Bahrain.
Yeah, can you imagine? 21, all of us would be in prison.
Oh, yeah. Easy.
Somewhere in Africa. The Africans seem to be a little bit more lenient on the age.
Oh, Bangladesh. you mean?
All the 13 all the 13-year-olds for the most part come from Africa.
Oh, yeah.
Here is one from. Here's a 13. See, that's a 13-year-old Africa. 14. A lot of 14s. A lot of 14s.
Yeah.
So there's plenty of places where you can go. Make that work for you.
Now, do you think that like a lot of guys that are into that sort of thing know these like let's say you're into 11?
Nigeria.
I told you.
Wow.
11?
Yeah, man.
That's sick,
hot. Oh.
Man. They need to round up the people, the single dudes that are buying tickets to Nigeria, traveling alone, trying to blast these 11-year-olds, man. They need to round them up.
Sure do.
Right?
Well.
I want to start profiling. 12. Philippines is 12?
Wow.
That doesn't surprise me.
Here, I'm not trying to get like, I'm not trying to offend anybody or hope I don't get in trouble.
Oh.
But like a 12-year-old, I don't even know that I could become aroused over a girl. Like literally, that's a girl.
Yeah.
That's not even a.
It's a kid. It's just such a child.
Yeah, you're right. It's a kid.
I mean,
And I'm like, I would feel, if I had done something, I'd go turn myself in. I'd feel so guilty about it. I mean, I'd be like, oh man, it makes me sick.
What does United Kingdom say? Go back.
United
16?
United
16.
Kingdom, United
16.
Kingdom 16. So
Okay.
is that like Britain and
It says United States 16.
Yeah, it says United States 16, but it's not. I think
It's with caveats, and so these other 14s may have caveats. Like it's 14 if you're under 20. You know.
no,
Yeah.
it might even be like in the way the U.S. is brought up is
State by
state by state.
So it's probably the lowest.
So like in the Nigeria or wherever whatever it was when it said it was 11.
Nigeria, yeah.
Maybe there's only a little section that's 11. Other places it's a very responsible 12 or 13.
Oh yes. Very responsible.
Oh God.
Right? They scoff. Man,
So what did the Dominican Republic say?
Two counties over, they're 11. We're 12.
They're 18.
They're 18 there.
I know.
thought
I
it
was
was
surprised too.
14. I thought it was
That's how I
14.
looked it up.
Where?
I looked it up.
On
in-
that chart, it was 18.
I looked it up separately, and it said it was 18.
It is 18, yeah.
What's 18?
The Dominican.
Really?
DR.
It's the highest in the whole world?
Oh.
He just happened to be grow up in the only third world country where the age consent's 18.
Well, it's
Jesus,
You seem
how
outraged.
unlucky. I am.
I think you need to give me kind of a state by state one on it, because that just here in America, I think it varies tremendously.
Yeah.
I think like Alabama might be like 14, whereas like Florida's 18.
Well,
that 4 years is a big difference.
No doubt. Let me see if there's a chart.
I mean,
okay.
one's a woman, one's a young woman, and one's still kind of a kid.
Yeah.
14's still a kid.
All right, there it is for you.
And if I had a 14-year-old and I lived in a state where 14 was legal, I would be, oh my God, I'd be a nervous wreck.
If you scroll down a bit, there's a...
Right here?
Oh, that one? Yeah. I was looking at more of just a standard chart. But
yeah, there you go.
That could work.
This one works here for me.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So it's 16. Hell, there's more 16 than anywhere.
Yeah.
Michigan, Indiana, Ohio, Kentucky, West Virginia, Arkansas, Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, North and South Carolina, D.C., Maryland, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Connecticut, Maine, Massachusetts. I don't know if is Maine's up there. Massachusetts, Rhode Island, Vermont, New Hampshire, Washington, Montana, Minnesota, South Dakota, Idaho, Nebraska, Kansas, Oklahoma, and Nevada, along with a Hawaii and Arkansas and Alaska kicker. All of those are 16. 17s are Texas, Louisiana, New Mexico, Colorado, Wyoming, Illinois, Missouri, New York. Those are 17s. And then 18s, the no fun states, Wisconsin, North Dakota, Idaho, Oregon, California, Utah, Arizona, Florida, Tennessee, Virginia, Delaware. Those are the 18s.
Florida's a no fun 18, huh?
Yeah, but I'd much rather live in Florida and abide by the 18 than like live in, like Illinois or something. I've lived in Chicago, Illinois, and it sucks.
No.
I mean, I'm just saying, you got to have a zillion bucks. I lived downtown at the time, and trying to be a high roller, and it just true the cost of living,
tumbling,
and the humanity, the Chicago's
it's filthy now.
Chicago's physical makeup of humanity has changed, unbelievable from when I lived there. I lived there in 1988, 89. The good old days.
Yeah, I was there a few years ago, and there's some pretty areas, but there's a lot of dirty.
There's a lot of dirty.
There's a lot of dirty in that town.
Dan, do you know if Automotive Terry does like lights?
Yeah.
Like, I got these new front lights for my Ford, my F-150. They're, because one of them, first of all, one of my lights burned out. And to change the bulb on it, it's almost impossible. So I bought a new
Sold
light.
the car? Okay.
So, no, I bought a new light kit. I bought new front lights, but it looks like it looks like somebody that's a little bit more mechanically inclined than me and has more patience than me.
He can do that.
You think he could do that?
Absolutely.
How about run if I was to put some additional lights like on the Crown Vic? Because I found an old wheel and light bar, and can he do that too? You think?
Yes, he can.
Sweet.
Fantastic. Lummy, did you see where I got the cream machine running?
I saw that when I did the goat report. I saw it back there.
I got it running, and I got it parked in the back there, so it's not such an eyesore. I also
what was wrong with it?
Well, I'll tell you what was wrong with it. Hootie owned it for about 5 months.
Right. Yeah.
And was driving it and putting it in neutral and flooring it and floating the valves and then cut a big hole on the side of it and put this TV that I don't even works. No, it works.
No, we don't know. Supposedly it does, but.
And then, I don't know how much internal damage you did to the motor. I know the fan doesn't work. It has 2 electric fans on it. So I'm going to have to diagnose that deal. But I did get it started.
I thought I was going to have to help you push it back here.
Yeah.
Thank God.
But I got it started. I just maybe that might be another Terry job, Dan, where he goes and assesses, mechanically how effed up it is, and then I make a determination as to whether I keep it or I just scrap it or something.
Oh, I love that thing.
I know.
It's a beautiful. It is.
It's a beautiful eyesore.
It is a beautiful eyesore.
I swear to God. Screams of pain. Or screams of pleasure. Nobody really knows. The Bubba the Love Sponge Show returns after this.
Holy fuck. Studio's big enough.
Larissa
Back
Scott.
up. We need to get all of her. In
What are
the
we
shot.
talking about?
The fat lady, that's the news anchor.
On your front TV to your left. She's not there right now.
Oh, is that on ABC Action News?
Yes. She a biggin. Her name is Larissa Scott. And she's hungry.
Scott with 2 T's. Of course. Need more.
What the fuck? Scott's usually spelled with 2 T's. Right. We're doing Karen.
JJ Hitman, 66 months. DJ Willa.
Gives you up to 3 independent valuations. Don't all have to do that? Not really. Trust the #1 app real estate professionals trust. Download the Realtor.com app today. Did you see this? New reports say
Gamma Boy. I was gonna get rid of the tree machine.
Hmm?
Are you gonna buy it?
Yeah, stick in my garage.
No, I was gonna say put it in the front driveway whenever.
Let me. Do we know who sent us this deep well water?
No, we still haven't heard. We haven't figured it out or heard back.
What water?
The monster water.
I gotta look at my emails.
Did you?
No, I said it.
No, I know. I'm saying, you didn't try it?
I think I did try it.
Oh. What you do, Buzzy Bob?
Maybe short stroker. That's ear damage.
Spencer, good morning.
Oh boy, that's funny.
Good morning.
What's up, Organic Gene?
Sure goes.
RG3, Dark Match, good morning. Listening fat. That Talguru is just a bunch of homeless people smoking and steam coming up from the streets. And Ubers. So, home clothes. I don't know why they keep putting wolves and stuff out in the wood. Wild.
Wolves?
Yeah, they were releasing them into the wild. I just would see them just turn around and eat the people releasing them.
There's a good amount in Tampa too.
There are?
Wolves? See coyotes.
Coyotes, wolves. Well, I guess there's been a couple of sightings of wolves. Not really. There's a ton of coyotes too.
Right.
That's a big.
Are they feral? Coyotes? Are they considered feral?
I don't know.
But they're protected.
Someone, I don't know. Someone said they released them to kill the coyotes or something. That's what someone told me. I don't know if I believe it, but.
You're hearing the world through his prism.
You got a sick and twisted world perspective.
That's almost a challenge for me now.
Bubba.
You're listening to the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
If you're watching us on YouTube, there's like 800 people watching us. And I got 116 thumbs up. Does that mean, 650 of you think we suck? Come on now. I mean, well, you got to click. I mean, Lummy, you got to know how to play the digital game a little bit, Bubba Army. Help us out, please. Thank you. Oh, Lummy, has it gone up at all?
Yes, it went up one now. It's 147.
Perfect. Oh, absolutely killing it. Today's after show will be me, Lummy, Anna, Rhett, Mach, and we will determine the song parody artist, and then the actual song of the year. Yep. John from Naples, Dark Match Steve, and Carlos Mandinko. Now we've already listened to each of the artists submitted 5 songs, and we've already scored and listened to 2 of each from all 3 artists. Right now, Lummy, it looks like Dark Match Steve's killing it. He's got a 31 and a 27. John from Naples has got a 25 and a 19.
Yep.
And Carlos is really sucking.
11 and 9.
11 and 9.
Wow.
Wait a minute. Did Seth partake in that when we were doing votes?
He did.
So if he's not going to be here during the after show, would that
kind of
screw things up?
System.
Jesus.
I mean, we could just get it done. I mean,
I'm sorry. That's why everyone's scores will be so much lower.
yeah, but we can still figure it
Or
out.
we could just make it out of a different total. Does that make sense?
Or I get it.
Want to stay?
Or, no, not Dan. Because, Dan, I cannot make you late.
Okay, unless you want to talk about it now. Okay, that's fine. Okay.
Because the later I make you, the more heat I get. You have no idea
right.
how much.
I got to make up for a holiday.
Yeah, Jennifer absolutely would shoot me in the face if she could.
She'd come here and kill you?
Yeah, so...
We'll just do it out of a different total.
No, I wonder if I could get a hold of Seth and tell him that I need him in here for the after show. Of course, you're bitch about it. Yeah, you're just stop being a bitch.
And she's the one who brought it up.
Yeah.
Well, I just wanted to...
Yeah, so I give the remedy of what you brought up, and then you're a little bitch about bringing
I said
Seth
we could
back
do it
in.
out of a different score.
No, that's not a way to remedy this potential situation. The way to remedy this situation is to bring the person that voted in on in here, and you're like, getting a little big for your britches over there, don't you think?
Am I?
I don't know. I mean, let me. The only realistical way to be able to handle this particular issue at hand would be to bring Seth in.
Correct.
She brings up the fact that these were scored with Seth, so she brings up said topic. Did she not?
Yes, she did.
Okay. I come up with the perfect remedy. In fact, the only remedy to be intellectually honest and fair about it. And then in bringing up said remedy, she's a real C about it. Publicly letting it know how much she hates Seth.
That's not true.
Oh, with the inflection?
Dan,
that was a fake. That's not true.
Dan,
I'm trying to sound sincere. It's not working.
That's not true.
Dan, you be honest,
Okay.
Dan.
Mm-hmm.
And by her little sound effects, what was she trying to throw out there?
She hates Seth.
Yeah, exactly.
Hate's a strong word.
Yeah, despises.
But that's not good. That's a horrible mindset to have. That's a mindset that's not going to work for you.
No.
Yeah.
I'm going into this year with a
Seth's
different
got-
attitude.
Seth's got more seniority than you.
Like, no, he doesn't have more seniority, but I need you to judge him fairly. Who are you to not judge fairly? Especially when
me or Dan?
Yeah, no,
I'm
not,
not-
you know, Dan's not. This is about you. You're
Oh, I didn't know
you're,
about
you're the,
you.
Flexion.
You're the one that made the.
Yeah, I didn't squeak.
Yeah,
You're the one
I
that was being a
apologize.
bitch about it.
Sorry.
No wonder he has anxiety about coming in there. He automatically knows that you hate him. Like,
that's a
wow,
shame.
I mean, well, it is a shame
Yeah.
for you.
Yes. Shame on me.
Why are you so? Why are you so
Why
bitchy
what?
about this particular product?
Not.
Well, I mean,
I was just saying we were going to incur a problem later today, so I was just kind of making you aware of it.
yeah.
She's like
and
Frankenstein's
so,
monk-
and so I come up with a
Monkey.
remedy to the problem,
Yes.
and then you audibly show your disdain for that particular
solution.
solution, which
apologize.
involves a person that you clearly don't like because
Yeah.
you can't even help yourself.
Well, Mary Shelton wrote about this in Frankenstein. You know, Frankenstein created Frankenstein's monster that ultimately wanted to kill its creator. And so, you know, Seth created Anna, and now she wants to kill the creator.
Calling me ugly.
But it ain't gonna work
No,
that
I
way.
didn't call you ugly.
She just needs to back. She needs to back it. She needs to back it down a notch.
Yeah. Sorry.
What would you do if you continued to be negative and stuff? And I just said, "Hey, Anna, I can't take you being negative anymore. You're out of here." Like you know.
I mean, I'd be sad. I'd be super sad.
Yeah, and what other options of radio do you have?
Are you threatening to fire me?
No, I'm
no,
I'm not.
don't do
I'm trying
it.
to let you know about like when you act this way, it makes it uncomfortable for me because I'm the
sorry.
person that has to manage him and you. And so when I have two people on my team that don't play well together, and I like them both, and I think that we make good radio together, and one of them is being kind of a bitch about it,
Yeah.
then that puts a lot of pressure on me. I want my.
I think we work well together.
Oh no,
It's not.
I think you guys do work well together, but this sound effect, you know,
I
very,
apologize for my
very,
sound effect.
Very audible disdain for my suggestion just puts pressure on me.
Well, I'm sorry.
Now, and you got to understand.
I thought
'cause
I just
I
kinda
gotta deal,
stated the
and
obvious.
then I got to deal with the listeners. You instantaneously polarize the listeners by doing that. You don't realize you do. You
I
there
apologize.
are some people that like him.
Sure.
And like, so you polarize them. Then you put me in a bad predicament where I have to now, Seth's going to be all over me, but like, you know, why does she hate me so much? And why does she have to act that way? And that again, that gives me anxiety. Why as a leader, why are you allowing that? And so, I mean, Dan, do you understand? Like, not only am I trying to dance and have the best, you know, funniest format I can, and I have the lineup changes from time to time based on, you know, this is like the NFL, I mean, and people that free agency and who's available and stuff. Things like,
Yeah. Shout the NIL.
and so, you know, a guy that used to work for me that admittedly flamed out, but I always thought did pretty good, funny radio, became available. Him and I remained friendly. I mean, you guys can't run my life and tell me who I can like and not like. I continued to have a relationship with Seth even after he left, and he became available. I like doing radio with him. I think he's funny. I think he's polarizing. I think a lot of people don't like him, but that's with everybody except Lummy.
No, well, thank you.
I mean, Dr. Dan has his people who love him, but he also has the people that hate him.
So, I mean, you just said polarizing was a bad thing. I don't think that it is.
Except when it comes from you about this particular situation.
Sorry.
Normally, we can be probably a little awkwardly transparent and honest.
Yeah, that's what I was doing.
But in this particular scenario, this comes across real bad. With regards to how my perception of you is. Like, this makes me mad.
At me.
Oh, no.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just being honest.
No, I understand.
I'm like, listen, you need to back it down a notch because you won't like the outcome.
Uh-oh.
So, like what's so hard about just playing nice with the people that I decide to put on the team?
I thought I was. I just made like a little comment. I didn't even make a comment. I just made a sound. I didn't really mean anything by it.
And you can downplay that. You did. You can downplay what you did.
Well, I mean, it's no secret that I'm not the fondest of Seth, and I think that the feeling is mutual, and that's okay.
No, it's not.
It's not. I have to love everyone, and everyone has to love me.
It might be okay for you, but it might not be okay for the coach.
I got it.
Dan, if two players don't like each other and it's just between those two and the coach isn't really involved, he didn't know much about it, then but when the coach has to get involved because these two players got to play together.
Right. Different game.
And one,
I mean, it kind of looks like Keyshawn and Warren Sapp. And Keyshawn he got traded.
I don't want to be Keyshawn. I don't want to be Keyshawn.
Warren Sapp stayed.
I don't want to be Keyshawn.
So I'm just saying, like, it's just, ooh.
Well, how can I remedy the situation?
You can't. It's the crap, like they say, the crap's already out of the bag.
Okay.
You're true. I'm just telling you. Not only will it not work out for me, but it won't. Like, deep down, I think the majority of the listeners don't appreciate it either.
Okay. I will keep all my figures.
I don't monitor chat.
I
don't monitor chat, Lummy. But like, what's the overall consensus about this particular topic on chat? Are they all rooting for Anna? Are they all rooting for Seth? Are they like where does chat? Because you're the spokesperson for chat.
I think I'm the number 4 most hated person that was on the show. So.
I would.
Give me an overview as to what chat's saying, buddy.
To be honest, and sorry, Anna, the majority of chat is not agreeing with you.
That's
I would
fine.
say it's about an 80-20.
80,
that's not good in my favor.
80-20 meaning 80 Anna's kind of being a C,
yep.
you?
Yes. Correct.
Next Tuesday?
Yep.
Doesn't that concern you?
Yes, it does. And I will adjust accordingly.
Unless I got it read wrong and you are trying to piss me off and trying to get fired because you're out of here. Like, you're checked out. You don't like the fact that I brought Seth, and so you're going to do what you can to push my buttons until I finally let you go. You don't want to quit. You want to get fired.
I don't think those are my intentions, no.
Because, Dan, because you could see where a person would want that. They're like, listen, I'm not going to quit, but I'm going to irritate him so much that he'll have to fire me.
Yes, I can see that.
Dan's learning from my mistakes.
So like Anna, I'm just trying to be like a little sister girl to you.
Yeah.
Telling you, like, listen,
back it down.
Yeah, I mean, I wrote in your Christmas card. Like, I mean, there are several indicators here that you are continuing to take the wrong stance on this particular issue.
You put that in the Christmas card?
Yes.
Really? How do you write that in the Christmas card?
You want me to show you, Dan?
Christmas.
You want me to show you?
Hold on. Everybody stop.
Very alarming.
Lummy, do you have your Christmas card?
I believe so. Let me check.
Rhett, do you have your Christmas card?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Macho, do you have your Christmas card?
He said no.
Okay.
I have mine.
But I don't think I gave you one.
You didn't.
Okay.
Thank you.
Dan, I gave everybody two $50 bills, and giving you $100 is a little bit of an insult, I think.
Just a card would be nice. Just a handwritten card, I love you, Happy Christmas.
Here, you know what? I love you, and and Merry Christmas, and you and I spoke quite often over the break.
Yes,
so,
I know, I'm playing.
Me handing you $100.
I don't need a card from you.
And Dan, you will admit that this particular break was tough for us to hang out for some extenuating circumstances that we can't speak about.
Yes, although if you want to, I don't care, but that's fine.
No, don't let me set you straight.
Okay. But I'm saying we had a lot of commitments.
I did right after Barb. That next night, I went to a party with you.
Yes, we did. Saturday night.
Yes,
we did.
Yeah. So we went to the Jimmy Clevis, Dr. Dan Diaco Plastic Surgery Institution of Technology.
Yeah, that should have been 5 times bigger. I can't believe it. It was because it was a weird night. Everyone was at Christmas parties.
It wasn't.
Is that the really bad weather?
It shouldn't have been 5 times better. It would have been 5 times better had the people that were throwing it planned it better.
Mm-hmm.
Had you given me a month to tell everybody that we were going to have a big Dr. Diaco party at this particular location, we would have had a ton of people.
Yeah, it was thrown to me at the last second. So
don't give me that I didn't, because I didn't give you a card. So I want you. So I gave all my employees, Dan, a card, a handwritten card with $100 in.
Yes, thank you.
Very much appreciated. And chocolates, which were delicious.
Yes. And chocolates.
Yes.
So, and I wrote my real feelings about you in this card. Like, Macho, you don't have your card, but if off the top of my head, I think it was something like, oh my God, I am so fortunate to have found you. You're probably one of the best hires I've ever had. I'm so thankful for you. Something like that.
I like your striations.
You got it. You got
jacked
a huge,
up.
You got striations for. You know what? Your striations have striations.
Traps on traps on traps.
Merry Christmas, Mach. Love you.
Yeah.
So, Rhett, go ahead and read yours.
Sorry, Rhett, you really have stepped up and have become such a huge asset here at the BRN. I'm so thankful for you, Bubba.
Boom.
Thank you.
Lummy, read yours.
Lummy, I'm so proud of you in so many ways. I'm so thankful for you, Bubba.
Anna, read yours. And Dan, wait till you hear. Dan, maybe.
It'll stop you in your tracks.
Hold on, Dan. It might be, you might, as kind of a father-like figure, old school, kind of a, old school Italian guy, you might want to take her aside and tell her, listen, things ain't looking so good for you. I'd really be changing my position on this when the boss man. So, Dan, you heard the other Christmas cards.
Yes, I did.
And, Dan, had I written you a card, it would have been something like, Dan, there's no way I can even express how much I care about you and how appreciative I am for what you do for the show and me personally. Love you, Bubba.
Aww,
like that's how I feel about you.
Same here.
Yeah.
Ditto.
So,
Gotcha.
Everybody got, super, pleasantries.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Here's Anna.
I was expecting like a thanks for a great year, see ya soon kind of thing. That is not what I got. I got Anna, please stay the course and work well with others, Bubba. And I was like, what? What does that mean?
Talk about a mine F. I mean, did it mine F you?
It did, but it did make me
should.
feel better that Seth also got something a little spicy. So
I don't think Seth got anything. I think
he did. He got something
got
like "Don't flame out, you F boy" or something like that.
Yeah, don't flame out, F boy.
Now, yeah.
So I mean,
that was a little spicy, but I could tell that you said it in a jovial way. Mine was a little concerning because it sounded like you were concerned.
I am.
She is.
So,
he is.
I'm telling you, I am.
Yes.
Like
yes.
this whole break is the fact that you audibly made a sound that it signifies whatever.
Yeah, signifies.
Right.
Yeah.
Your disdain for our latest addition to our program, Limited, Seth Kushner.
Can I be honest for just a second? I honestly just meant it mostly as a joke, Bubba. I mean, I think everyone knows that Seth and I have had some issues in the past, and I was just kind of acknowledging that in a joking way. And I'm happy to work with Seth. He's very talented, and lately he's been fine to work with. So
easy to say now that you know that you're really in a lot of trouble.
Is your
I am in
pillow
trouble.
salty and covered with mascara from just crying in it?
No, I don't even wear makeup anymore. But yes, a little bit of the salt, yes.
I mean, and you look so
Kosher
cute,
salt.
and you look so cute at the roast,
Sweat kosher.
and you did so well at the roast.
Thank you.
And you're doing so good. Just stay. It really, literally, if you just would have stayed the course today and not be a C word to Seth, it would be perfect.
I know, but even at the Seth, like I paid homage to, with the dumbbell and stuff like that. So I thought it was, I don't know. I apologize, and I will be better.
What is your problem?
Huh?
Like, what is your problem? Why are you so uptight about this particular situation?
I don't know. It's just content, so I was kind of rolling with it.
Okay. All right.
I apologize.
When I fire you, I'll say, it's just content. It's not a big deal.
Yeah.
Just rolling with the
Ouch.
punches.
Yeah.
Thought you knew, but you didn't.
Just jokes, cuz. You're fired.
It's really simple. We just got to make an agreement. Here's the deal.
There is solidarity in sickness.
Well, that's exactly what we can do for each other. Separately, we are flawed and vulnerable, but together, we are the masters of our sexual destiny.
Honest to God, the Bubba the Love Sponge show returns after this.
You can say now, I've seen more, but yeah.
There's a lot more pro Anik in the last minute.
So you can say 70-30.
70-30.
At the Tide. Morning, RB.
Was Wonder that talented of a player?
Yeah, he was a good player.
Yeah.
I can't believe the Asian guy they gave what did they give him, $700 million?
Yeah.
The Asian kid and the Dodgers.
Yeah, and then they
Yoder.
don't have to pay him.
Huh?
They don't have to pay the majority of it until like 2 years contract, so it doesn't hurt the salary cap.
So they delayed it a year, sort of.
No, they delayed it like 10 years. I think it's tax reasons too. That's my opinion.
Well, I didn't realize how impressive a human being he really is. Like what he's done.
Asian?
The Asian guy.
Oh.
Yeah, he really is that good.
Yeah. I thought you were saying Wander Franco. How
No, I don't
person
Wander
he
Franco's.
is.
No, he's just he could be picking coconuts. I don't know. But the other guy is just
Oh, yeah.
unbelievable.
Oh, yeah.
Like a starting pitcher quality, starting power hitter quality guy.
Yeah, the agent. If you need to put him in the field.
It's unbelievable. And he's huge.
Yeah.
How big is he? 6'4",
6'4", yeah, for an Asian guy.
For an Asian guy, yeah. Putting steroids in that rice?
Putting something in it.
It's incredible. The whole thing is just incredible.
AMI, J. Crony. What's up, Bama boy? I like your greater than Austin.
I wonder if they look back 5 years from now, 10 years from now, how the NIL's affected the athletes themselves. What they've done is it made them better. It'll just show them
kicks for guns.
pissing away $1 million in college,
Yeah, and
then have no education.
Yeah.
It's going to guarantee they have people doing their work for them. If you
not
had $1 million,
Maker.
would you do anything?
But yeah, class is already a joke as an athlete.
Right. Then would you write a paper if you had $1 million in college? I wouldn't do shit.
People back. When is there that were paying people to write their papers?
So I'm saying they're opening up such a fucking can of worms.
Yeah, they're giving these guys way too much power. Now, if they were to hold that money until they graduated,
Yeah, that'd be great.
and then they have like an annuity over 3 years,
Or maybe
4
gave them a
years.
stipend, like you get like 25 grand a year, which would be enough for a kid to be able to eat good. And
Yeah, or even if it's 50 grand or 100 grand a year, but giving a kid $1 million or
no,
$2
but let's
million
say
in college.
let's say the kid's NIL's at $1.5 million. You're gonna say, okay, I tell you what, we're gonna give you fucking $50,000 a year for your 4 years for you to be able to eat and have an apartment,
What's up, kicks for guns?
whatever. And then at the end of your commitment here, you'll get your $4 million, whatever the fuck.
Balance.
Yeah. It also stops them from transferring.
Yep. And it stops them from becoming fucking gangsters as juniors because they've got a $3 million bankroll.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't imagine how much trouble I'd get into in college with a couple $1 million of cash. I can't imagine. How could you do anything constructive?
Yeah, I don't think they equate because like a lot of car dealerships are giving all these kids cars, and I don't think it equates until they're deal. Like, they think that $4 million, but they take a $100,000 car. I think it's totally different. I think the new deal is like just like a contract with, like, let's say Wander Franco's contract with the Rays, but then he has side deals, and I don't think they have to report those side deals now.
Probably not. And so, like, I remember, when Kirk Carruthers played for Florida State, he used to get all kinds of side shit.
Yeah.
And he was like a fucking king. But now, you'd be making the equivalent of $2 million a year.
Yeah. And side deals.
Yeah, but like back in the day when the guy was at Florida State, he'd get a car, maybe an apartment.
He would get shit. He would get
But
shit.
I mean, it wasn't anything. It wasn't anything of significance compared to like a guy making $1 million. Like, guy's getting, a local car dealership. He's getting, an apartment. He's getting,
Well, and that's what they're getting now on the side plus the $1 million.
I know, but that guy back in Florida State Day, he wasn't getting $1 million cash.
No.
Wow. Probably not $1 million, but.
No, he's probably getting tens of thousands of cash back then. Now he's getting millions. And most of these guys won't make it to the pros, so they're going to get into this habit of, spending all this money, and then all of a sudden they're going to have to try to, live on a $75,000 a year job, if they're lucky.
But if that guy really, honest to God, that guy gets $1 million a year, he hired, he's got a real responsible mom and dad, or like he hires a financial guy, he fucking puts it away in something pretty low risk, but does, you can get 12% all day if you know what you're doing. Guy makes, 10, 15, 20% on $4 million. What is that?
That's $400,000 a year.
$400 a year, right? So, but that compounds. So, guy has $6-7 million when he graduates.
A lot of fucking crab legs with that.
And doesn't make the league, but you got $7 fucking million. I mean, you should be able to live the rest of your life comfortably and get a good job.
Aren't you happy you listened to me?
You're listening to the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
I just got a text that said, I will be there by 10, Sponjo. So Seth will be joining the after show, Lummy.
All right.
To address this situation head on.
All right.
And, since when we did the voting for the parody song of the year and the parody artist of the year, Seth was included in those voting, right?
Yes, he was.
Well, now we're going to have the exact same people that were there on the when we start, and Anna, thank you very much for bringing that to our attention.
No problem.
That we needed to get Seth in here.
Because I thought the numbers would be off and everyone would be confused.
Sure,
so.
right.
She's a big Seth fan.
She has no idea what's in store for her.
Oh, no.
Now, Lummy, should we play? So on Friday, December 22nd, we did the Bubba roast, and Dan was the roast master, and Tara was voted number 1 roaster. Brian Petroni was number 2. Anna was number 3. And as Brian he was the last one, and now, should we play maybe Lummy, I have you go find it for me, and we play the setup to the Hogan deal, or should we just play the Hogan AI deal?
I say we probably just, because Brian had some bad language too. I know it'd take a little bit extra to find it, but
all right. Did he set it up? Did he set it up like something like, I got somebody? I have a message. It was
something along those lines. I was having trouble hearing him. Jay was next to me, so
he wouldn't shut up, would he?
No, he wouldn't.
Jay wouldn't shut up. I couldn't believe it.
Jay was
just yapping the whole time.
He was laughing. Yeah.
Are you going to reprimand him, Dan, as his older brother?
No. We had a good time. He was drinking his tequila.
All right. So Brian is the last one to do the roast, and he's bringing some steam. He really is. He's doing a good job.
He did great.
By the way, go to our YouTube channel at The Bubba Army, and you can find the roast and watch it in its entirety. It's about 2 hours and 10 minutes. Everybody did a great job. Thank you. From the production element to the just to how funny it was, and each and everybody that roasted me, Dan, the ultimate roast master. Although Dan, you were really shucking and like, do you have restless leg syndrome or something, man? You like Elvis up there, like you cannot stand still.
I can't stand still.
You can't.
Nope, I'm not going to argue with you on that one.
There was a couple instances where I thought you were going to knock the award off the table. I was like, man, he's up there shucking and jiving so much that he's gonna knock the award off the table, son of a bitch. I'm gonna have some heat with him.
Yes, when I looked at it again, I did think that I moved around a little bit too much, but that's just me being excited, animated, and
you were
having
crazy.
Fun.
You were shot out.
I was having a great time.
Whatever you were on, I'll take two. So,
did you have fun, Bubba?
Yeah, I did.
Okay,
I had fun. I don't think my stuff was that good. But I think, the roaster doesn't have to be the guy getting roasted. I don't have to be the funniest.
No, I was a little concerned, like if you were mad, or it was hard to see your facial expressions from where I was sitting. So
there was only two utterances that I didn't like, and both were from Dark Match Steve.
Oh,
and I was ready to remove him.
Yeah, I remember.
And so let me new rule for next year's roast. Nothing outside the immediate family.
All right.
Like, I'm not going to, just because you're one of our parody guys, which, by the way, I appreciate you guys tremendously, but Dark Match Steve kind of wormed his way. If you look at the roasters, Lummy, Jay, Anna, Brian, Tom Bean, my sister, my mom, Dr. Dan is the roast master, Lummy, and Brian. I think Jay.
You got everybody.
I think I got everybody.
Yeah.
That's everybody in my inner circle.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's either you work for me, or you're my family, or both, or I love, just everybody. It made sense that roasted me. Tom Bean, my agent, who's known me the longest, to Anna, who works as a co-host. But Dark Match Steve, it made no rhyme or reason, Lummy, why I let him, be in that very exclusive group. Dark Match Steve, don't get mad at me. I'm just not going to allow that next year. And when I stand up and say, okay, I've had enough, that means you sit down. That doesn't mean that you just, blow me off and continue on like he did, Lummy.
Yeah. Can't have that.
Like, when the two things that he said, I just thought I didn't like. I just didn't like at all.
Were they about you?
No, they were not.
Okay,
I didn't think keep
so.
going on it.
No, but Dan, you know what they were about, and I have every right to step in because it's my brother. We're a family, and So anyway, Dark Match Steve, you should have just sat down.
Boss hogged his way back up. So anyway, next year, it's looking like Dan might be the one getting roasted.
The guest of honor.
And then maybe, I don't know, I'll probably be the roast master. But Dan, do you think you can deal with it?
Oh, of course.
You think that you got thick enough skin? You're not going to want to fight people?
Dan's a good sport.
I may want to fight people, but it'd make it more entertaining.
That's gonna be hilarious.
So Babyface,
can I actually throw him off the stage? Physically throw him into the crowd.
Babyface, Brian the Matroni, the Babyface. This is at our roast, December 22nd. You can go on our YouTube channel and find it and watch it in its entirety. And so, as he's wrapping up his part of the roast, which was brilliant, he was voted second behind my sister, just ahead of Anna, the top three roasters. And he says something to the effect where he has some kind of he's bringing up the Hogan sex tape. That's the subject matter, zinger after zinger. And then he says, I actually got a special message from you, Bubba. And he plays this.
Bubba, it's been a long, long time, brother. Regina and Brian reached out to me and asked that I record something for your roast. I have held on to this grudge for a long time, and it's time to finally let it go.
So, I'm like,
whoa,
this all makes sense. I mean,
For real?
At this point, yes. At this
yeah.
point, it makes sense.
Yeah, I'm like, at this point, this is on brand. This is what we're doing.
Yeah, he just got
I think-
baptized, so he's really
And he just got
religious.
baptized.
Oh, that's a good point.
The audio also sounded way different coming through the studio speakers.
Better. Sounded better.
Sounded more realistic.
Yeah. Right.
You got headphones on.
Bubba, it's been a long,
I didn't
long
mean
time.
to do. Damn it.
It's okay.
brother. Regina and Brian reached out to me and asked that I record something for your roast. I have held on to this grudge for a long time, and it's time to finally let it go.
And I'm practically in tears now.
This is where I started thinking this isn't him. The English was too formal, and it wasn't conversational.
Yeah, but I was.
You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, wait.
I mean, but I have a whole different mindset than you because I'm wanting it to be real.
Yeah.
I'm like, I want.
The whole time I'm
I
thinking,
want
like,
this to be real.
Hogan, have
Oh my
mysteries.
God, this is the greatest day of my life. Oh my God. Because I'm wanting it to be real.
back.
So when you want something to be real, then you give it. You give it
Your
a little
mind
bit
fills
more.
in all the gaps.
Bubba,
Damn it.
it's been a long,
I like it.
long time, brother.
Every time I pause it, I guess I
You
got
just got to stay on the pause button.
Yeah. Okay.
Regina and Brian reached out to me and asked that I record something for your roast.
I know how to start and stop now and completely not reset. I'm so sorry.
I have held on to this grudge for a long time, and it's time to finally let it go. I was baptized at Indian Rocks Baptist Church this week with Sky. It served as a reminder that the only thing bigger than Hulkamania is God.
Yeah, so I'm still hooked.
Yeah.
Like I am still like, wow. Whoa.
Yeah.
And also you when you were at your fattest.
Now see, now I'm thinking, okay.
That was the dead giveaway because
Yes.
I was getting a little skeptical until that line. And that line I was like, okay, it's a joke.
Yeah, then that's when I like, okay. And I kind of felt relieved because I was like, I don't know if I can emotionally deal with him walking through the doors, like,
Looking for a hug?
Yeah. I would have started crying immediately.
For
like
real?
like a little bitch.
If they are roasting you, then they must have run through all the washed-up jobbers, and they had to settle for a broken shell of a man.
See, I mean, but Brian wrote it beautifully in the fact that, like, you can't make it be real. You have to put the ribs in there.
Seriously, though, we had some great times together, brother. I will never forget everything you did to help me and my family. If I'd known at the time that when you let me Heather that I'd become the highest paid porn star in history, I would have never gotten mad at you.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Thank you for doing me a solid with your testimony in my case. I think that made a big difference in the outcome of me getting millions and millions of dollars while you self-destructed and lost everything. I went online and looked at some recent photos of you. You're looking pretty good, but that new girlfriend of yours is looking even better. Talk about silky milkies. I wouldn't mind some alone time with her while you go hang out in your office, if you know what I mean.
I mean, this is so brilliant. It really is.
I actually listened to some of your recent shows. I like the new feel without Manson and Ned. But man, has Dr. Dan become a real douchebag.
Well, because you got to understand, it's Brian that's doing it.
Yeah,
Right.
that's why it's funny.
I give his performance 2 giant Hogan farts. Finally, I would like to ask all of the Bubba Army and Hulkamaniacs out there to check out Hogan's Hangout in Clearwater and to call VH1.com and vote for Brookie. Hootie out, brother.
That was good.
That took him 6 hours.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
God bless him.
it was good. And he had me, up to a certain point, and I was 5 to 7 seconds behind the average human being just because I wanted it to be true so much. As I was listening to him, like, what am I gonna do
when he comes in?
What am I gonna do? If he comes in, I'm gonna just give him the biggest hug ever. And if it's just a message, then do I call him on Monday, or do I call him?
Instead, he blocked you on Twitter.
Yeah.
Ouch.
Yeah. Actually, he blocked me a long time ago, but I was just feeling festive, and I'm like, you know what? I think I'm actually going to show.
Feeling festive?
I'm like, I think I'm actually going to show people show. It all tied in with the natural, Hogan, Nick Hogan DUI footage. And all the other Hogan stuff that we post on our stuff. So I'm like, I might as well show everybody that I've tried to reach out. He's blocked me. And actually, Joe Rogan and who else?
Jelly Roll. And Rob Van Dam, the wrestler.
Rob Van Dam, Jelly Roll, and Joe Rogan all liked it. Now, that in itself's a little bit of a mind screw because, did they like the fact that I thought it was funny that he blocked me and I had the balls to post that, or do they think that it's funny that he blocked me? See, that in itself's a little bit of a mind screw.
Yeah, that's true. I think the first part. They think it's funny. He showed it
because I sent it with, really, Terry? Wow, really, Terry? I wish you and your wife the very best wishes or something. I was very positive about it. I mean, I wasn't negative about it at all.
I think the fact that Joe Rogan is invested in this is a good sign for you.
Oh, I mean, I'm going to do Joe Rogan soon, very soon. I've been talking to Joe Rogan's people.
Really?
So I just can't tell you guys, especially you because you blurted out.
Have I ever blurted something out?
Blurted everything out.
You blurted everything out.
Have I? If you told me not to say something?
Or maybe you'll make a sound effect that's offensive.
Okay.
By the way, Seth's coming in at 11 o'clock to do the after show.
So he's at 10.
I mean 10. Yeah.
Squeak.
He'll be here at 10. Can't wait. And Anna,
yes.
Lummy, I want you to police the fact that I don't want Seth or Anna to have any on-air discussions.
Okay.
I want to sequester them.
Okay. I don't think that would be a problem.
So that when we do the show, it's naturally organic. What he says has not already been they've discussed it in the hallway, or I want the natural reaction and his, everything.
Okay.
So keep them apart.
Will do.
On the after show. Today's after show, Facebook, YouTube, where else? Let me Rumble.
Yep.
Bubba Army Radio HQ. I'm sorry, BubbaArmyHQ.com, Twitch. So Rumble, YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, pretty much Bubba Army Radio. I'm sorry, BubbaArmyHQ.com.
Correct.
Those are the places to find today's after show. We'll be voting on Artist and Song of the Year, and Seth Kushner will be joining us in that vote.
And Jay's joining us now.
And Jay's here now?
Yes, he is.
Hello, Jay. How are you, my friend?
I am well. How are you? Good morning.
Well, Jay, we're getting a lot of complaints about how much you were talking during the roast.
I heard that, but I was not really talking as much as Danny was fidgeting. I was whispering.
Yeah.
Well, some people.
I was commenting on who was being funny and not. That's
we were
all.
having a good time.
And I had to go up after
fun.
Steve, which was not easy. He cooled the crowd down.
Oh.
Seriously, it was not. I mean,
definitely.
honestly, it was Anna and I looked at each other a couple of times and we're like, oof.
Well, the one should have really pissed you off.
I know. I mean, but I was literally singularly focused on not screwing up. I didn't care if I was the best. I just didn't want to be the worst.
Right. Well,
that was important.
Then you nailed what you were looking for.
Thank you.
Nailed it.
Being mediocre,
Now,
as
just not talk-
Tara
no.
said, not memorable.
No, not just maybe separating you and Anna because you guys are little chitty chatters.
True.
Maybe next year put you on opposite tables. Maybe I'll put you by Tom Bean.
We had
Tom Bean
fun.
doesn't talk
We
to
had a good
anybody.
time. I like being next to Jay.
We had fun.
But
laughed.
we did
It was
we did have to pee.
disruptive, though. It was disruptive. Dan said, Dan took me aside and said, my brother and Anna's being so disruptive, I can't get my can't get my groove on.
I can't get my groove on.
Trying to get my
That sounds just like
my
Dan.
Elvis pelvis.
He would just give me a knuckle shot to the ribs if that's what he felt.
You did a great job. Thank you for your participation. How was your Christmas? Now, did you guys all get together, or you guys do not get together?
No, we do everything together.
So you had a family Christmas?
Yeah.
And
whose house?
Whose house?
My house.
Oh,
wow.
Really?
Yeah.
Dan, is it nice not to have it at your house and just to be able to show up?
Yep.
Yeah.
Do the Mexicans come?
No.
Wow.
But it's
Only-
not, my house is really nice at Christmas.
Only purebred Italians allowed into that home.
Purebred.
Well, mine are only half-bred.
Well, I'm just saying.
Half-breeds.
Dan doesn't let the Mexicans in.
No, not at all. They're out in the yard.
I mean, yeah.
It was already filled with
technically
indigenous
they would have the
Americans.
same argument that Candle's parents would be like, listen, we're about as Italian as you people are, but why can't we get into the party? I mean,
because they were here first.
Listen, Mr. Morgan, why are you getting in the party and I can't? I'm Romina's sister. Why can't I get to this party?
Yeah, Candle's family's been in America for about 400 years.
Oh, okay.
You know, Romina's been in America for about 30 years.
Okay, Dan, I now I know the equation and I'm satisfied with your explanation. Thank you. So, Dan, you went to Jay's Diaco family Christmas party with just yourself.
No, his family.
I thought he didn't let the Mexicans in, he said.
The half Mexicans he does, his family.
His wife, Mexicans.
So, I mean, Dan, are you concerned that you've watered down the great Italian breed seed that you have down? I mean,
No, they're 100% Italian.
No, Danny's not 100% Italian.
The hell he's not.
Yeah, he is.
Well, Romina's not 100%
She's from Venezuela,
Italian.
but she's
she is.
Italian.
Is she?
Yeah.
I thought, where are we getting the Mexican thing at?
Well, they grew up in Venezuela.
So he calls him Mexican.
Right.
Because they speak Spanish.
It's all part of the greater Mexico. Mexico
they
used to be a
speak
lot bigger.
Spanish.
So are they Italian?
Greater
Yes.
Mexico.
Or are they Mexican that speak Spanish? What are they, Dan?
They're Italians that speak Spanish.
Well, they don't even speak Spanish.
makes them
Your wife
Mexican.
does, barely.
They take it in school.
They take it in school.
So did I.
So do mine.
Yeah.
They know Spanish about as well as I do.
Exactly.
We were at the Diaco Christmas party on Saturday, and Romina, she
popped.
Well,
Just come over and give you a hug.
I try to be overly, like, really nice to her, and I could just tell how uncomfortable it makes her because she just does not want to be around me. And we got into a discussion about her boobs.
Well,
With-
that's
with
why.
her there?
Maybe that's why.
Well, first of all, I tell her how beautiful she looks, and she's like, thank you. And this is in front of Dan, by the way. I'm not trying to be inappropriate. And then I say, listen, I know you hate me and everything. And she's like, I don't hate you. But when a girl says she doesn't hate you, that means they hate you.
Especially when they say it like that.
Right. You know, Romina, you're not good at faking people out. Like, I can tell that you hate me. And so then I just wanted to make sure she knew. I just want to let you know, Romina, as much as you don't like me and you don't like Danny being on the air, which I get, but I'm just telling you, you were not going to get those boobs if I hadn't campaigned for you. If I hadn't campaigned and made him put boobs on you, you wouldn't have them. It's like, oh, yes, I know. Like, she's not even she doesn't even put over the fact that I got her knockers. Like, she doesn't even put it over.
I can tell you're mad because you're stamping your feet.
Yeah, well, I'm like, Dan, like, your wife doesn't even put them over. Do you realize that, like, you wouldn't have those knocks if I didn't make your mean ass husband put them on you? That should bring, I think, way more credence within her little world of judging me. Don't you think?
100%.
Krista loves me. Candle loves me.
Were they all there too?
Wendy loves me. Yeah, I mean, everybody loves me. Pitty loves me. Jimmy Cleaver, Tanya, Jimmy Cleaver's wife loves me. Romina, you're the odd chick out. Everybody, all the other wives like me, I think.
Yeah, she's the only girl that hates you.
And she's your wife. Is it repairable or not?
I think it is.
How? There's nothing more I can do for
Maybe
her.
try not to mention her boobs next time you talk to her.
Well, I
See
had
if
to.
that works.
It was going so south, Jay. I had to.
I know, but that's like.
I'm talking to her.
Is there
she's
nothing
like,
else to talk about?
Well, no,
Kind of quiet
I don't know,
and awkward.
Ask Dan.
So,
if there's
more about your boobs.
Let's just talk. Let's just figure that Romina's probably not the most intellectual.
She's not into politics or
she's
public
not-
events.
I don't know. Could I have walked up to Romina and said, Romina, what do you think about, Biden versus Trump? Would she have an opinion of that?
It's great. Christmas party
She
banter.
would?
Yeah.
What would she say?
Danny, what do you think?
Yeah, talk to my husband.
I tell you my answer. My answer is with my husband. He will tell you how I feel about that matter.
He fills out the ballot.
He fills out my ballot.
Lum.
That was a good one. So anyway, Dan, I wish your wife didn't hate me so much. And why does she hate me? Is it because I've allowed you to be on the air and created a monster of a superstar? And you roll around like you're a
In one word,
Dan
yes.
loves you more than her.
In one word, yes.
And you roll around the family like you're some radio superstar and all this kind of that and all this swagger and
Yes.
and the Bubba functions break up a lot of some family time here and there.
Yes.
All of it, but it's okay.
All the time.
All of it.
So I mean, like, if we halved your, I mean, like, what if we took, like, I'm.
See where this is all going.
She loves it.
No, hold on, Danny. What I'm saying is, like, I want to ask you a question that you're totally honest with me. There is no right or answer, right or wrong answer. But like, if I said, okay, Dan, I don't need you on Fridays anymore, so that you can spend more time with your family, would that be good or bad?
I don't think it would affect her in a positive way.
I think she'd call you after about 3 Fridays and ask him to go back.
Yep.
Oh, Bubba, I know that I say lots of mean things about you, about your back, and behind your back, and I know that I do not like Donnie being on your show on Fridays, but he has made the family so miserable and been so mean to us because he blames us for taking his Friday away. Can you please take him back?
We hate Fridays now.
Yeah. Can you please take old Donnie back for Fridays, please? So anyway, Dan, I don't know. Your wife it just feels uncomfortable because I can hang out with all the, like Tanya, Jimmy's wife. She loves me. I love her.
Yeah, but you talk about her boobs.
Nope.
Because guess what, Dan? Newsflash: I didn't have to get her boobs for her. Her husband got her own boobs.
May I make just a simple observation, guys?
Yes.
I think I have an easy way to cure it.
Oh no.
It's like the dad that always says, if it wasn't for me, you wouldn't be here in life. Well, you get sick of hearing that after a while.
But she doesn't even appreciate.
But you never. I mean, when does the kid ever say? When does the kid ever say to the dad or mom, "Thanks, you're right. Thanks for giving me life. Thanks for giving me boobs, Bubba."
Okay, then. Okay.
It's never happening. It's just not going to happen. She's not going to put Danny over. She's going to put you over.
If I don't mention the boobs, then at least fundamentally be nicer to me.
Well, if you didn't mention the boobs, she'd be super nice to you.
No, I have to mention the boobs after she's been mean to me for 20 minutes. I have to bring the boobs in to try to salvage whatever
It's
we
really
got going on.
90 seconds. It just seems like 20 minutes.
Whatever. I just told her, and I said, you are so beautiful. You look just like Jessica Simpson. She goes, and she goes, I do not look like Jessica Simpson. And I go, man, have you not seen the hot pictures of Jessica Simpson? She's like, no, I have not. And I go, I'm telling you, you kind of look like Jessica Simpson, and Jessica Simpson's beautiful, just like you. And she won't even take compliments from me. Romina will not.
Well, she doesn't understand him sometimes. I mean, she doesn't know who Jessica Simpson is.
English isn't her first language.
What do you mean she doesn't understand? When I say you are hot and beautiful, just like Jessica Simpson, what part of that 4th grade conversation can she not understand?
Well, I don't know if she knows who Jessica Simpson is.
Maybe she's thinking of the fat Jessica Simpson.
Yes, that would make me very sad too.
Exactly.
She's thinking
Jessica Simpson circa 2017.
But I can't. I flanked back and said we were just looking at recent pictures of Jessica Simpson, and she looks absolutely gorgeous, and you resemble her. Like, I don't know how you can spin that. Yeah, that's just.
Do you think Merch Crick could go up to her a little bit and like chit chat with her, kind of loosen her up a little bit?
No, I told Merch Crick stay away from her.
Oh, okay.
I mean, that's too.
To poison your mind.
I mean, that's too, not so sharp people talking to each other.
See, to her, there's only one Adele, and it's not skinny Adele. And so to her, Jessica Simpson's like, that sloppy idiot kind of got heavy girl.
Yeah.
That thinks
whatever.
That Starkiss is the chicken of the sea.
Now,
Right,
listen,
exactly.
now,
Tuna's
listen.
really a chicken.
Listen, I know we're all gonna jump all over Bill. We really are. We are, and as we should. And talking about Bill Clinton being on as the Jeffrey Epstein flight logs are being unredacted, and names are coming out as to who are on the flight logs. One big name came out, this weekend or however, last couple days, yesterday, that Bill Clinton was on a flight log. Now, that's all we know is that he was on a flight to Epstein Island. I mean, right? That's all that we know.
Wasn't his name mentioned 50 times in these documents?
I think he's on there 50 times.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think it's like
in court
dozens
papers.
of times.
I mean, isn't there a chance that he just really thought that, had nice climate, nice
He's just
facilities?
like the Caribbean, man.
All 50 trips, nothing ever happened. Not a single Bobby Jones, not a single Handy, nothing.
Yeah.
No
So
one
what's
was
a Bobby?
naked.
Oh, a Bobby Jones.
Nothing.
Oh, look at you.
Nothing. Absolutely nothing happened. He went there just for business and to go fishing.
He had to get away from Hillary, man.
Right,
Yeah, I mean,
exactly.
Come on.
At the end of the day, I
talked about the kids.
I got to go into words here, but you do got to give the guy a little bit of a pass in the fact that, look at the pig he was blasting.
Actually, she was pretty cute back in the day.
Yeah, well, this was
Hillary?
Yeah.
This wasn't
Oh my
back
God.
in the day, though.
This was
She had a
10
dude cut before there was such a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was first lady.
I'm not
She was
giving.
all right.
I'm not
No,
giving,
she wasn't.
I'm not
No.
She
giving
was
Bill,
repulsive.
I'm not giving Bill a pass, but I got to say, Bill, I get it. I can understand where you want to get, blast some other chick because your wife was a dog.
She's like my wife's age, Anna. When she was first lady, my wife is smoking.
I know
Come on,
everyone
man.
is Candle Diaco,
Well,
but
I'm sorry, but you're saying
ugly.
she's cute. She's not. There's nothing cute about her.
Listen, compared to like Barbara Bush, she wasn't that
Okay, Barbara
bad.
Bush is the only one. Laura Bush was very pretty.
Hold on.
I mean, Mike Obama was not bad.
I'm not saying Hillary Clinton now.
Michelle Obama was
Hillary
not bad.
Clinton is the second
Michelle
ugly.
Obama was bad.
She's not that bad.
The
She
second
wasn't bad
ugliest
looking.
first lady we've
Ugly.
had in the last 20 years.
Yep.
All right.
Say it again?
I said Hillary Clinton is the second ugliest first lady
We
we've
could rank
had, and since
Rank 'em.
since Ronald Reagan. Nancy Reagan was kind of an old bag, but kind
She
of
was
still
beautiful,
kind of
though.
June
No,
flavor
she
hot.
She was beautiful
She
in
was
her
a
day.
pretty woman.
Then you go to Clinton. First of all,
I think Barbara takes number one, like
yeah,
you
go,
said.
you go to Barbara, and Barbara was just
Yeah,
hideous.
she's gross.
She was hideous.
So then number two
Freaking gross.
in our generation.
Number two would be Hillary, as far as hideous.
True.
And then you go to Michelle Obama, and before like the last 5 years haven't been good for Michelle, but when she was in office, she was cute.
She was in shape.
She
was
when she was the first lady.
Shoulders like
She's
Dan
pretty
wants.
cute. Then you go to Melania, and she just breaks
she's number
all the
one.
records.
She's the top of all.
Prettiest
Of
the
all
last
time.
100 years.
Oh, yeah.
She's the goat of
She is the
first
goat.
ladies in terms
Right.
of
Yeah.
looks.
I mean, the
Since we've
only
had photographs.
maybe Jackie Onassis was a distant
No.
second,
But
a distant second.
Yeah,
Yeah.
distant
She
second.
was second.
But yeah,
Jackie O was second.
for sure.
And then you go, and then now you go
Mariah's
to
first.
Jill Biden, and God bless her little soul.
She was
I
very
mean,
pretty.
she does the best she can for what she's got.
Yeah.
Jill's not an unattractive woman.
Somebody put a gun to your head and said you got to blast Hillary Clinton or Jill Biden.
Jill
I'm
Biden.
taking Jill.
Yeah.
Biden
Yeah.
all
10 out of
day.
10 times.
Yeah.
Bend over, doctor.
Oh God, Moon.
Everything about the show I love. I'm Bubba the Love Sponge.
Hello.
Just the shit they get into every day, they talk about every day.
Well, I have an hour and 15-minute commute, and if it wasn't for them, I don't know if I could handle it.
I just fall out of my chair laughing my ass off.
Hey, we'll be right back.
Yeah, Barbara Bush was something else, man. She used to look like the Quaker Oat guy. was
Yeah,
nasty.
she did.
Yeah.
What did she look like when she was younger?
She looked the same.
Did she ever look
She
good?
no,
Like,
she was always an old bag of bones, even when she was like 30.
like Laura Bush when she was a young librarian, she was pretty
Wasn't
that
that
bad.
Yeah, she's not that
What?
bad.
Barbara Bush?
Yeah, when she was young.
Yeah, in 19,
How young? Like 6?
1914. 19 when?
Oh man, she's fucking gross.
17.
Fuck
In
you.
the
This bitch
50s
ugly
she
as
was
hell.
hot.
In the
Look at this.
50s? Let's see. Barbara Bush, young. Let's see what's going on.
She was never pretty.
Yeah, that's in college.
Oh,
Yeah,
come
I
on.
never
She was.
pretty. Never. Never.
She was never attractive.
Never that.
Pat Nixon.
I mean, come on. She's more handsome than her husband here.
Shit, that's what my mom called. Nancy Reagan was
Ew.
handsome woman. Oh,
She gross.
look at that head of hers.
Look.
It's hard to go too early because all you have are like paintings of people.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, but she.
They didn't have
she
photography back then.
I mean, I can't even.
Poor
let's
Barbara
see.
Bush.
Like, look at her when she was 40 again.
I mean,
Try
that's
to look
not
at
a
what
pretty
40s looked
woman.
like back then.
That's okay though.
Does that?
Barbara Bush.
If she wore any more clothes, she'd be a nun.
I mean, that's just not.
It's not attractive. It's getting
It's just,
worse and worse.
yeah,
and worse.
I mean, even there.
It just keeps getting every shit.
Right. But like, I don't know. I feel like Hillary.
Hillary's a pig.
Not.
You know, Melania is the only first lady that didn't get on the cover of Vogue.
Yes, I know.
And she said, "It's not a problem. I was on before I was first
Yeah,
lady."
she's like, I got this. Well, she was a fucking model.
I know, but this is so sad. They put Dylan Mulvaney on it this month.
I know, but we know what they're up to. It's not fucking. She knows what they're up to.
See, like that Hillary right there.
Well, I'm
Blue-
just
blue
saying.
jacket
I'm just
Hillary.
saying she's not hideous. Like she's not. Come on.
But
She's
I
not.
was
That's
like,
not terrible.
I was like a young man at the time. I was like in my 20s, and I found her to be repulsive.
Well, because we know her and she's a demon from hell. But if we
No,
could
but
just
we
put
didn't know
that
that much
aside,
about her then. I just
Okay,
thought
but if
we-
we could just put that aside, I mean, she's not horrible. She's not a Barbara.
I have to disagree with
That's fine. That's fine. I'm not saying she was a 10. I'm just saying it wasn't that bad.
I'm gonna take Big Mike or her. I'm gonna go with Big Mike.
All right. Yeah. It was. I feel like it was the 90s weren't kind to her hairstyle.
The clothes just weren't kind.
Well, yeah. I mean, the hair was crazy, but that was the 90s, you know.
What did Melania look like in the 90s?
Oh my God.
She was a smoke show.
Well, she was in fucking bikinis on private planes.
She's almost identically my age. She's exactly 53. I think she's born a month or two before me.
April 26th, 1970.
May 21st, so literally a couple weeks.
Wait, are you?
1970.
Oh, okay.
She looks incredible.
Yeah, well, let's see. Melania Trump young is. Fucking,
Let's see what she looked like at 20.
I mean, she was a professional model, obviously.
Danny said her lineage is from like
Slovenia.
royalties. So the Romanov family.
She is?
Yep.
She's a Russian royalty. I mean, she's just so sultry with those eyes.
She's got like those feline characteristics.
Yeah,
you know what I
she
mean?
does.
Her eyes,
Very
she looks like a
cat-like.
cat-like. Right?
Yeah,
She's
it's very cat-like.
Like part.
I'm showing better images. Well, yeah.
It looks good.
I want to see like the professional photos. Modeling,
look up
young modeling. There we go. Get something. Doesn't even look like her. You know that
Put on
picture of her in the
covers.
bikini?
Put on Melania cover. I bet there's a bunch of cover magazines.
How tall is she?
This is where it shows you how Google is so perverted.
J-Boy.
Yeah,
you
it's
can't,
like
you
not
can't
showing
find
me.
it. You can't find a cover
Let's
shot
just
of her.
look. Young.
The repressor. I mean, it's unbelievable. Right? Look it up on DuckDuckGo. You'll find a different result.
Mm-hmm.
What's
that?
Right there. Is that
one?
Ocean Drive? Look at her. Woo!
Mm-hmm.
Woo!
Well, yeah. Why do you think fucking Trump married her?
There any other first lady photos like that?
No.
Woo!
I want to be like.
Glad you said it. I'm thinking it.
Wow, they were bigger, maybe. I don't know. That's not her. A lot of these pictures aren't even fucking her. That might be her. It's hard to tell. Yeah, they
I
really
can't
like
believe the only
shadow
one you
banned
can find
her.
is Ocean Drive. She was on Vogue. She was on everything.
I know. I wonder what her maiden name is.
This guy's playing hardball.
Human misery has never sounded so good.
My life is over and I'm gonna wind up working at Red Lobster.
We're back to the Bubba the Love Sponge show.
My life, Anna, you might want to write that one down. My life is over, and I'm going to end up working at Red Lobster. I'm just saying that was a positioning statement. Thought it was funny. We were over the break trying to find pictures of Barbara Bush, and it's like, is that who you guys were talking about? I couldn't hardly find any.
There's nothing very attractive.
They've kind of cleaned out the internet of young Barbara Bush pictures. Now you can find all kinds when she was a first lady, and by the time she was a first lady, she looked like somebody had like spray painted a Raggedy Ann doll and microwaved it for like a minute.
She just looked like the Quaker Oats guy.
And So this is. I went to a Vanity Fair deal and found some old pictures of when her husband George Herbert Walker Bush was I think they both were governors of Texas and then went on to be president.
He was the director of the CIA in '67.
Sure was.
Oh, that's right.
Mhm.
Yeah, he was
He's deep state.
He is deep state.
Deep state.
And oil.
And so here's
Everything bad.
Here's Papa Bush in the early stages of campaigning, and looks like, I mean,
Can you maximize it so I can see it a little bit?
she looks like crap there.
She does not
Yeah,
look good.
She always looked like.
This is where she should look like a
Bobo.
dime piece.
She should be looking like Romina there.
Then this is
Is that
when
her?
Yes. This is
Oh God!
after
she looks like his mom.
After their son George W. Bush became president.
Look at his shirt, Bubba.
Yeah.
What does it say? I am a George Bush.
I am George
father?
Bush's father.
Oh,
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, that's
We're not going for name recognition here.
There is her when her husband's running for president, obnoxious. There's her, I think, probably walking in.
She looks like a founding
Laura
father.
No,
She looks like George Washington a little bit.
Now, here's her and her husband on some boat trying to be cool, and she looks like, somebody brought grandma.
Grandpa.
Right?
She looks like an old man.
There she is in the White House signing something, and boy, what a contrast.
Oh
from
my God! Look at Princess Di compared to her.
Here's the First Lady of England, or the Queen,
Princess of Wales.
Princess of Wales, and then here's the First Lady of America. And yeah, that doesn't bode too well for us either. She just was hideous looking. And even if you try to find pictures of her young,
It's not much better.
so anyway,
Poor old thing.
poor old Barbara.
Meanwhile, Melania was a smoke show.
Oh yeah.
Well, she was a professional model.
Yeah. Hold on.
Did you see this? New reports say former President Bill Clinton is going to be identified as one of several John Does named in previously redacted documents related to convicted pedophile Jeffrey Epstein. Alexandria Hoff joins us now with more on this developing story. Hey, Alex.
Hey, Griff. Yeah, and Clinton is not the only big name expected to be released in this. Currently, within the hundreds of pages of sealed court filings related to Epstein, there are more than 150 individuals identified only as John or Jane Does. But
now hold on. What does any of that matter? Like, I mean, Jay, as a lawyer, you and maybe you sign one of these guys up, wouldn't your maybe argument be like, okay, so they were on his plane, that doesn't mean nothing.
I think that this shows the corruption of government when they're trying to prosecute a guy who's as powerful as he is, and as part of the deal, they, redact the names to John Doe and Jane Doe. Come on. Because they're all politically connected and powerful people. This is such an inside job. It's ridiculous, in my opinion.
These are court papers filed by that Virginia Giuffre woman. So I don't know if these are necessarily flight logs per se.
They're redacted.
But what's the end result? Like, what are they trying to do here? Just
They're trying to sort of, passive aggressively shame people.
Right.
And here's why it's completely
I've been
ineffective.
shamed for 12 years.
Here's why it's ineffective. We've got so much information having to do with the Biden family taking bribes. It is more than just a flight log. We're talking bank accounts, money transfers, emails, the whole 9 yards. Not just names associated with other names. And no one's doing anything about it. No one's going to get in trouble. No one's going to do anything about it. No one cares.
But what
so
trouble
no one really cares.
But hold on. What trouble can they? I mean, like, listen.
Well, first of all, in my opinion.
What trouble can you get in?
In my opinion,
listen,
the
I'm not
Biden family's guilty of
hold on.
bribery and treason.
And
So,
I'm not trying to stick up for anybody here. I'm just not. I'm not. But with regards to Clinton,
okay, nothing. There's nothing they can do.
Right? He didn't do anything wrong.
We don't know. We don't know.
Exactly.
Even if he did, it's been so many years.
It could have been.
But there's no way. I mean, unless they got testimony from the girls that were on the island and footage of him on the island with said girl, maybe in a compromising position. I don't know that there's anything that he really necessarily did wrong, other than travel with with a known pedophile scumbag, and
guilty by association,
several times, not just a happenstance few times, but was a regular guest on Epstein's island. I mean, right?
I mean, we had a blue dress with sperm on it, and no one cared. And so we have a flight log.
Yeah, right, exactly.
And you're absolutely right, Danny.
You are.
You're 100% right.
No one cares.
Legal
This is a waste of time. This is distracting us from what's really happening in the
Right
world.
now.
And that is that we have undermined our position to China and to Mexico. And to China, we have given up all of our economic strength. And to Mexico, we've allowed all of these people to just migrate across the border without appropriate supervision, control, or keeping tabs on them going forward. We have no idea how to monitor them. We have literally let 5 million people through the border in the last 3 years, and we've done nothing about it. We have a president that I am pretty sure, and in my opinion, he and his family have been taking systematically bribes from everything from Russia, Ukraine, China, who knows what else, Africa, all over the freaking place. They've been getting bribed.
It's
And
okay
no
to get
one
bribed from
cares.
Africa. You know that.
No
it's
one
okay.
cares.
We know that Hunter didn't pay his taxes. That's not like a guess.
Who cares?
He didn't pay them.
I don't even care if he
Millions
pays
and
taxes.
millions of dollars.
I don't
Not
even
get
care.
on people that's behind on taxes a little bit.
I don't even
Yeah,
care
lay
about
off,
the
Jay.
taxes.
Well, no,
I
but it
don't
was
care
from
about
foreign
the gun
governments.
thing. I don't care about the gun thing. I think that's crap too. They're just trying to trump up bull crap charges on that. What I really care about, what the world and Americans should care about, is that the Biden family has gotten ridiculously wealthy, taking illicit money from all of these foreign governments, and no one's doing anything about it. No one
Why?
is doing anything.
Why are they not?
Because they're focusing on the
Because they're
document
distracted
case.
with
Part of the
Clinton's
establishment.
President
Epstein
Trump.
laws.
We got the President Trump document case. We got the January 6th Georgia case.
they've
We got
done
the distraction.
They've done everything. This is what we call inter-election interference. Inter-election interference isn't going in after an election and
Bill
trying
ain't too
to
happy
audit
about this, is he?
and trying to audit results. That's not election
Bill-
interference.
Bill, wait, let me tell you something. This is going to come from the Democratic side. I don't know what. Can we keep me off the register? Come on, man. Right? This would have to be if it goes by the way you're saying, Dan, strategically released by the Democrats to keep the heat off of what your current president's doing. So you distract him with this real shiny object, but it's at the expense of, somebody that's probably still considered royalty within that party. Right? I mean, arguably one of the most popular and powerful figures to go through the Democratic Party in our lifetime.
Yeah, he's really the Bill Cosby of the Democratic Party, the one that everybody wants to love, except he's got a couple dark secrets.
Okay.
Oh, it's funny.
Last month, a Manhattan federal judge ruled that there was no justification to continue to have documents sealed in the settled case involving an Epstein accuser and the convicted sex offender is now jailed associate Ghislaine Maxwell. The documents are expected to be
Bill looks good as hell there, buddy.
redacted and released as early as tomorrow. And among those named, former President Bill Clinton. That's according to ABC.
So Bill liked to get some hot ass in an island. Big deal.
News,
which notes that the 77-year-old is mentioned more than 50 times within the lengthy court text. The references will likely come from.
Oh, wait, man, I really like that private jet, that island. Ooh, had a nice hot tub, nice everything. Well, don't you American people have to understand. Look what I lived with. I did not have sex relations with that girl. Remember, he had his thumb out.
That's a good affirmative defense.
Yeah. I did not do anything inappropriate on Jeff's Island. And you know what? I don't even know the government of which Jeffrey Epstein Island was under. Was it under the American flag?
It was
it
U.S.
under
Virgin Islands, but
yeah.
All right, so it was an
Little
American.
St. James.
It was an American territory.
I think
right?
so.
Yep.
Wait, the age in U.S. Virgin Islands is 16. I did not violate any law. Right?
Attempts to have Clinton testify against Epstein and Maxwell.
I actually think it would be cool if they deposed Bill Clinton at this point, and let's say that he was, let's say the age of consent on Epstein Island, based on where the island's positioned, would be 16, which wouldn't be uncommon. Dominican Republic, blah blah blah. And, Bill was blasting 16, 17, 18-year-olds, all within the legal, age of where that island's located. I'd love for Bill to have a press. Oh, wait, I just want to let you know, yes, I did have sex legally with 17 and 18-year-olds and 19 and had a threesome with two 20-year-olds. And yes, I did. That make him more pimper in my thing, right?
Well, Monica Lewinsky wasn't much older.
I'm just saying.
22,
She was in her early 20s,
Yeah.
and he basically just said it just depends on what the definition of is. He didn't deny it, really.
If is equals, yeah. I mean, he's like,
Did you go there? Sure, I did.
Look at the
50
look at
times.
the old bag I'm hooked up with. This old bitchy. And I got to tell you, man, Hillary Clinton would have beat Trump. She did beat him in the popular vote, but Trump won the Electoral College. But there were a lot of people, maybe even not me, but there were some people, some friends of mine that were right there kind of on the verge of maybe voting for her or him. And they're like, I just feel as if, I think she's smart. Obviously, she's smart. And, I like her message on some things. I don't like her. But everything, no matter what she's talking about or no matter what she's giving her opinion or her legal opinion about, she has a bitchy delivery.
No
and
charisma.
And if she would just have changed that bitchy delivery to just a softer, more feminine delivery, she would have won.
They tried it, though. It didn't work. She was very unlikable. You remember how much they tried it?
She's a feminist, and she couldn't be feminine.
Right.
And she's a non-feminine feminist that wore, really bizarre outfits that looked like something out of a Star Trek movie. And she was condescending to anyone that wasn't 100% lockstep and barrel with her. And it was gross. She was just, no one could relate to her because no one wears outfits like that, talks like that, feels like that, and would stay married to a guy that completely publicly humiliated her for 20 years.
Oh, can you imagine her in bed, though, how negative she'd probably be?
Oh, my God.
Yeah, she'd be like, that's all you
Have
got.
you started yet?
Yeah.
Are you done yet?
How much longer do you think this is going to be, Bill?
This is worse than
have
gone
Benghazi.
bad.
This is our once a month. Come on.
Bill, I have servers to destroy. Okay, can you hurry up, please?
Yeah.
Bleep
Emails to
it.
delete.
Bill, I got a lot of deleting to go. I mean, can you please, Bill?
Wrap
But
it up.
Dan's right. Very astute. But she was also like this preordained kind of feel where she didn't even go to Wisconsin. She didn't go to Michigan. She didn't go to these states that were the crucial.
Entitled.
And I mean, it was like,
Yeah,
I'm
and how-
preordained. I'm going to smash the glass ceiling. And, you got to actually do the work. And she was totally outworked by Trump in that election. There's no doubt about that.
The ABC News report mentions that there is no indication that the records contain any evidence of illegal conduct or allegations of wrongdoing by Clinton, although the accuser in the case
That
did
looks
claim that she
nice.
met the former president on Epstein's private island. Clinton's lawyers have maintained that he ended
This makes Dan so mad because he wants his own island.
That's not his
But
island,
here's like
by the
something.
way.
Dan, you been to Costa Rica 50 times with me? Nope.
Oh.
What?
50
No, 50
times.
times. Oh,
No,
not
I'm just
50.
saying 50 times of anything, Bubba.
And you-
That's a boatload, Bubba. Where have we
Yeah.
been 50 times together?
I don't know
Never,
if it was
nothing.
50
Oh, well,
times.
maybe the courtroom.
50 hearings.
But 50 times is a lot, Bob.
That's a
CJ,
boatload.
You're right. I mean,
That's
I don't know,
right.
I've been to
mentioned in the
Sebring
documents.
50 times. I don't think so.
That's a lot of times, man.
I know.
2005 before Epstein was accused of
There's
luring
Eric
underage
Weinstein.
girls.
What?
Right.
Well, yeah, he was friends with a lot of people in academia, but that's Eric Weinstein, 100%.
100%,
Left.
yes.
No, back
Right
one more.
there.
Nope,
Feldman,
nope.
the
There,
banker, the banker
there.
guy, the banker.
The economist.
Yes.
Yes.
to
I mean, he
his
was
They're all
friends
just
with
hanging
Steven
out.
Pinker. He was friends with, a lot of those guys.
Beach.
I thought it was
ABC
FTX.
also notes that many of the prominent names expected to be released, like Prince Andrew, have already been publicly associated with Epstein.
Again, I think that you're right. This is a distraction because what does it really matter? It doesn't matter.
No one
It
cares.
doesn't
No one's going to do
matter at
anything
all.
about it.
How haven't we known about Clinton being dozens of times on the flight log for the last
It was
5 years?
26 times.
You know?
It's no surprise to anyone.
And from one good thing to now a bad, this will trigger Dan probably.
That's why I added it.
To the point where even my sister, like my sister brought it up at the roast. My sister, most females are disturbed on how Dan views Jennifer Lopez.
I think her abs look great in this. I'm not even going to say anything negative.
No, you should, because you know why? Use that 142 IQ and learn how to muffler it down and be and actually have the ability to say the following words. I was wrong about Jennifer Lopez.
No, she lost weight.
Okay.
Oh.
Should listen to Dr. Dan.
Hold on, Jay. Even when I give him a softball to
Yeah.
be able, even when I throw him a softball to be able to get himself out of trouble, he double downs as a dick.
Whoa, look at that though.
She looks great.
Woo,
Yeah,
you're
she
right,
looks
Dan.
good. She lost weight.
She didn't look that good in her 20s.
Nope.
Anyway,
Look at that booty.
this is Jennifer Lopez.
Everything looks better. Her booty looks smaller and better.
at age 54.
Woo!
And if you
She's
remember,
killing
the
it.
last time that she did the,
She's a midget too, though, Anna.
What?
She's little.
Did
She's
you say to
little.
me?
I don't know if we can
Yeah,
use those
she's
words.
Yeah, we can't
Say that?
Jay,
Well, you can't say she's little.
Yeah, you can.
Not the other word.
You just really blurted out the hard M.
There's nothing. What's wrong with that?
Ah.
Oompa Loompas?
Times have changed.
Yeah,
Yeah,
let's
then you
talk
down-
about
then you-
I didn't
eggs
say
and-
that's okay.
Come on,
Look,
guys.
egg chondroplastic.
Hold on, then you double down with an Oompa Loompa? I mean, you were talking
Listen,
about
Hugh
a,
Grant
pretty
didn't need
orange.
to take that role. Like my kid just saw Willy Wonka. They didn't even have like a special person, a little person do it. They should have had a little
Jay,
person.
what do you stop?
Jay.
Dan, you're
Come on, man.
Dr. Dan,
Don't get me
control your
started.
brothers.
They need
Hey,
jobs
Jay,
too.
Stop.
Jay,
Jumps.
Jay, you're danning yourself right now.
I'm
You're double down on the doucheness, and you should.
I'm
just,
not
you
trying
should
to.
just
I'm
shut
totally
up.
for it.
That's how stupid you are. You're not trying to. Shut up, Jay. Shut your hole.
Being very short-sighted.
Oh.
Shut up.
Jeez, oh.
Dan
Sorry.
doubled down to the hard M with a Oompa Loompa.
Yeah.
And then I went to the movies, and the guy didn't have to do the role.
Well, it's Hugh
Jay,
Grant.
I mean, did you and your
Hugh
brothers
Grant, like,
celebrate
superimposed.
Christmas?
We're not even talking about
Did
that.
you and your brothers celebrate Christmas with taking stupid pills? Did you guys give stupid pills to each other?
Huh?
Because both of you guys are dumb as a rock today.
They were in stockings.
Who was? So it was all at Jace. Did Steve come?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And Bella?
Yeah.
Nick?
Rocco?
Yeah. Yeah.
Rocco?
No. The Rocco did not come.
Rocco's not allowed.
No. Jay's dog was there.
He was nice, wasn't he?
Riley? Ripley?
Ripley.
Was Danny and Sophia there?
Yes.
Yeah, everyone was there.
Is
What about Sophia's boyfriend?
No, he didn't come.
Oh.
Do any of them still believe in Santa Claus?
My daughter.
Really? So everybody has to.
What's that, Dr. Dan?
Well, no one brings it up like that, but her teacher did this year, which made all the moms super mad.
How old is your daughter?
11.
Right. Well, don't you think you have that time? I mean,
I already
this is-
have had it with her. I just say what my mom said to me, which is the truth. When you stop believing, the gifts stop coming. I choose to believe.
You still do believe, Jay, and you also think that you're her favorite.
I am her favorite.
So your daughter. So, but it makes it so less fun as the kids get older and they don't believe anymore. Like it was so much more fun when they actually believed in Santa
It's
Claus.
the best. It's magical. I mean,
It
and my
is.
wife is like a super Christmassy person. You know, we had like 5 or 6 Christmas trees up this year.
Of course you did.
She had one in the guest room. She had a theme one. She had a nautical one. She had our regular normal one. I mean, we went off on her outside. We really tried to have fun this year because it's one of the last years our daughter's going to be like this. So, you know, Elfie was all over doing some fun stuff every morning. It was awesome.
Dan, did you like how hard did you in the paint did you go with Christmas? Did you just have a tree and a couple
tree.
lights? Anything outside?
Nope.
Nothing outside.
No inflatables?
In
In the backyard, there was a little inflatable thing.
cute.
It was just in the back.
That's in the carriage house, though.
Does Romina still believe in Santa Claus?
Yes. She's the only one in the house that does.
Everything, man.
I love everything about the show.
Yeah. They make my day great.
Keeps me entertained. Keeps the day going.
The Bubba the Love Sponge Show returns after these words.
Yeah. Do your thing.
Devin McKenzie, thank you. And Melissa Carpenter, $100. Melissa Carpenter.
Thank you very much.
You give Melissa kiss.
Kiss.
See you, Barb. Happy New Year.
That was so funny. Jay started to spiral.
Morning. Happy New Year, Nick of RGB. Bubba, human.
Is that this week?
Yeah, we got one this week.
We do?
Yep.
Okay. Do you have the schedule?
Yeah, I printed it out. I gotta grab it, but I'll wait till someone gets
If you
back.
give it to me, then I can write it down.
Okay, then we got
I
the
mean,
other
not
one.
not now, bud.
Okay, then we get the other one next week.
What's that?
We got the new one next week.
Okay. Well, we got a human for today?
Yep.
Okay.
The thing with Brian also, Bubba, is he didn't give a fuck if he offended you a little bit. I love you too much to say something that would hurt your feelings. There's no way. I had some jokes I took back, for sure.
Well, you did a wonderful job, buddy.
If we do Danny next year, you gotta let Steven do it. Because he will be, because you know, he gave you and me and everybody some zingers.
No, Steve's got to do it.
He'll fucking.
I don't want to hear.
Unbelievable.
I don't want to hear that he can't.
He will. Jeff Gigante, I know you don't want him to do it.
No, I want Jeff to be there too.
You should consider Jeff as like a freaking comedian.
And Jimmy.
Jimmy can't. Jimmy's like a frog though. He's not gonna. He doesn't want to talk out loud. Remember the time where I was sick and I couldn't do the ring announcing and he did the ring announcing for me? It was like so bad. He'll be the first one to admit it. He doesn't want to be a public speaker. That's not his thing. I love you, Jimmy. It's not your thing, buddy. What's up, Big Lunger? Happy New Year, everybody. What up, everybody? Good morning.
Hi, Bubba.
How you doing, buddy?
Hey, Sue.
That game was pathetic, wasn't it?
Sue me.
Were you guys up there?
I didn't go. I didn't feel like it. Just chill with my family.
All right, so that's that. That's that.
New Year's Eve,
What'd you have breakfast?
I
had to deal with my
How was
son
it?
who was 16 going out with his friends. So when they left, I called them and I said,
They always are on good. What'd you get?
I get that satisfied sizzling skill.
I said, Nathan,
You ever have that?
No.
What you understand is that tonight was Ricky.
Them red
It's a fucking New Year's.
potatoes.
Mhm.
Iced up.
I don't go out on New Year's because I don't like the party because there's a bunch of people out there who don't have to drink and drive. It's just fucking easy. It's don't be fucking musties tonight.
Have they? Do they have good biscuits and gravy there?
Yes, sir. I'm like, okay.
You haven't tried?
That was my deal. So I had to pay. You know what I mean? I had to pay attention to the bullshit. So we're just.
Is it cold out for?
house.
Windy and very cold.
It's more house party thing to go out, you know.
45 degrees.
How'd you sleep last night?
I slept pretty good.
I did.
I didn't sleep very good last night.
That ball game's a good outcome for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, that didn't.
My friend Brian from
What's that?
I wanted to try it out. Fine.
20 or 200?
It's nobody that you know, but.
We're saying New Year's Eve is just rookie night. So I was telling my son. Yeah.
That's.
So he wanted to
That'll fucking regular fella.
I was
That'll
in charge of where Trey was, so I wasn't
Him,
really
that was about like.
out. I wasn't drinking. I was trying to have at the house, and so I knew he'd be Ubering and partying between houses.
He had that much of money?
Yes, it crippled him down. No pay, no gain. I lost 700.
Yeah, but that ain't nothing compared to like the other dude. You know, you can. That just makes you mad, but that doesn't fucking ruin your life.
No, it don't ruin his life.
Still, you guys ready?
Yeah.
So that was my deal.
You can stay here, Sumi, if you
And they
want.
came home relatively decent time.
All of them?
All
To
of
your
them.
house?
Two of them came to my house and spent the night. So it was all good, but you know, I mean, at least he tells me what he's doing.
Mm-hmm. And they were
He came
sober?
straight to my face when he came home. He's like, you know, talks to me. He's all right. A few beers over 4 or 5 hours. I'd much rather that than.
show that can talk about nothing.
The use of all Bubba-isms is prohibited without the express written consent of Bubba the Love Sponge.
This is not staged. It's not nothing. It's very scientific.
He's not in a killing mood.
Right.
The Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
We all have a very heartfelt reason to support our blood pressure. In fact, more than half of the U.S. population would benefit from blood pressure support. Super Beet Heart Chews are an easy and convenient way to support healthy blood pressure. They even promote heart-healthy energy as well. Paired with a healthy lifestyle, the antioxidants in Super Beets are clinically shown to be nearly 2 times more effective at promoting normal blood pressure than a healthy lifestyle in itself. 30,000 5-star reviews and counting. Super Beets is the number 1 doctor, pharmacists, and cardiologists recommended heart chew for cardiovascular health support. It's blood support pressure. It's blood pressure support that you can count on, my friend. And I think we need to get a hold of the Super Beet Heart Chews people and tell them we need some more.
Yes, we do.
Because everybody's been smashing them like you wouldn't believe. Support your heart health with Super Beets Heart Chews and get a free 30-day supply of Super Beet Heart Chews and a free full-size bag of what, Lummy? It's very important. It is also very heart supportive.
Turmeric.
There you go. That's a $25 value, and all starts and stops by going to BubbaLovesBeats.com. Again, get this exclusive offer only at BubbaLovesBeats.com. Lummy, I think Fish on the J 50.
Thank you.
On the PayPal.
Melissa Carpenter, $100 Venmo.
Sorry about that. She always throws hundos. Love her.
C notes.
Kevin McKenzie, Venmo too. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So Green Day was this part of the New Year's Day?
It was so bad.
Yeah.
It was terrible.
And I got to think, Jay, you might have been a Green Day fan, maybe.
I never really was because I always thought he was a big DB for the exact reason of what he did here. But I watched it with my kid because my daughter was old enough to stay up to midnight. So it was terrible. I had to explain to her who Dick Clark was because they still call it the Dick Clark
I know.
event.
We talked about that earlier, how Ryan Seacrest bought those rights.
She didn't even know what it was.
Today's after show, by the way, Lummy, Seth will be joining us.
Yes.
And we will finish out the parody song of the year and the parody artist of the year. That'll be about, call it 10:20. 10:20, Rumble, YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, and BubbaArmyHQ.com. All right, so here's Green Day performing in Times Square for New Year's Eve on the...
I think this one was in L.A. I know it says Times Square, but they were going back and forth because I was watching it live, back and forth between Hollywood and New York.
Right.
So
they saying it's 9:18 in Hollywood.
Times Square is 9:18. It's 6:18 in Hollywood.
They started this thing with they did 3 or 4 hours?
Oh, yeah.
And then afterwards, too, there was a bunch of performances.
Terrible.
Yeah, it was
3 or 4.
horrible.
3 how do you...
B-lists.
Oh, my God. So anyway, here's Green Day in L.A., Beverly Hills.
Performing American Idiot.
And is it Joey?
Billy
Joe.
Joe.
I have a signed guitar from Green Day.
You do?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, that's cool.
When he was cool, sort of.
And Billy Joe is right there. It says Billy Joe.
Yep, Armstrong. Yep.
And he's always been kind of he got in trouble with iHeart years ago when he was doing the iHeart Music Festival and he
had his little meltdown.
Well, he named an album American Idiot.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's always been on the front of, being political and things.
They've been doing stuff like this for a long time.
He's from Berkeley, dude. I mean.
Exactly.
Man.
He's so counterculture from Berkeley.
So anti-establishment.
Exactly.
So
God, he's so punk.
He's pro-Palestine.
Do you know how old he is?
No.
He's
like
60.
He did look young.
He's 51.
He looked very young.
Yeah. He changed the lyrics to American Idiot to include something about MAGA, I guess.
Yes.
Instead of white trash or something.
MAGA Nation.
Man, I gotta say, ABC, their production budget for this. I mean, everything was so highly produced. Everything was.
Yeah.
I'm running part of a mega legend.
There it is.
Crowd goes wild.
I'm running part of a mega legend.
What
You mean-
agenda
you mean
exactly?
you mean the crowd in L.A.?
Yeah.
A bunch of L.A. crazy, stupid, liberal, hippie, soft
Yeah.
Fs.
I'm running.
Yeah. So anyway, good luck to you, Billy Joe. Billy Joe. Now, is dry January a thing?
It is for
Yes.
some people.
A lot of people I know do it
Why?
to detox from the holidays.
But is it like you cannot control your alcohol the other 11 months that you gotta go dry for? Like, you can't be responsible and the 11 other months where you have like maybe a drink every couple, maybe during the weekends you have 3 or 4 drinks or something like that, but through the week you don't drink that much, because you got a job and a family and things like that. And over the weekends maybe you'll have a kind of like Lummy. Lummy, I think you're a responsible drinker.
Yes, thank
you.
Since he's had his baby, he sure is.
Yes.
I think it's because people drink a lot over the holidays and they've gained some weight, so they're just like, you know what? No drinking for Jan.
Man, you gotta, for alcohol manufacturers and beer and stuff like that, they're probably have meetings saying, who in the hell came up with dry January?
No doubt.
I mean, we used to have a pretty good January where we'd have some sales, after Christmas sales, some inventory that we had left over, but everybody was still kind of drinking and everything. No, nobody specifically made this month anything different than what, September is. And other than who's the a-hole that says, hey, let's use January kind of to dry out a little bit. So we need to really have a problem with those. That's
No
the
doubt.
worst you
Bud
could have
Light
done
should,
to an
like-
industry.
Bud Light should lean into it and say, quitting is for losers. Who came up with sober January? Buy a Bud Light. Enjoy your month.
I will tell you this, man. I think Bud Light has pulled up the nose on the marketing deal.
Oh,
Dana
with
White's a
UFC.
huge help.
I mean,
Yeah.
they have strategically made amends with Kid Rock.
Yeah.
Dana White and the sponsorship of UFC was a big step. And then Lummy, I think, now the Peyton Manning, Emmett Smith commercial.
Yeah. I still made him take it out of my box last week.
What's that?
I still made him take him out of my box last week. I'm not paying for it.
What do you mean?
I went in my box and there was 15,
hold on.
12
The Raymond
pack of
James
Bud
box.
Light. And I said to my girl Colleen, I said, I'm not like that, but
Hold
return
on,
that.
Jay. We have to unwind this a little bit and get people up to speed. There's a lot of new people that aren't familiar with the show. When Jay Diaco says, I made them take them out of my box, the average man doesn't know what that means.
Yeah, at first I was a little confused.
You got to think like a rich guy.
Yeah.
And so I have to backwind this by saying what Jay Diaco is saying is, I was at my luxury box at the at the Buccaneer game.
Break it down.
I was at my luxury box at the NFL at an NFL stadium,
Christmas Eve.
and it's fully catered. And my catering person had Bud Light there, and I said, "You must remove this Bud Light from my goddamn luxury box."
Krista ordered it. She knows not to order it. That's why she ordered it. And Colleen knows I won't pay for it. So it's this little passive aggressive
From my
thing that
box,
Krista and I
ladies
have.
and gentlemen. We wish we all
Yes.
had those problems, don't we? Lummy, don't you wish you had so much money that the only problem that you really had over the weekend was the fact that they served Bud Light at your
Oh, I
luxury
had to
box?
take it out.
Lummy,
Yes.
Lummy, what was really what really bugged you this weekend? Is it the fact that you can barely make your power bill, or is it the fact that you needed to get the Bud Light pulled out of your luxury box?
I needed to get the Bud Light pulled out of my luxury box at the NFL football game.
Jay, the average guy just can't quite wrap their head around that, buddy.
I didn't want him to drink one when he came up there.
Oh, thanks.
No, don't turn it around on the alcohol, like.
Yeah, geez, Jay.
I think
victim shame.
I think Bud Lights. I think they're really kind of doing.
I bet you they're doing better. I bet the market share has probably increased. If they lost, and make up a number or whatever, $20 billion. I bet you they're 50% back.
Hey, Alexa.
And I bet you they'll be back in a year.
Is Bud Light sales getting better?
Sorry, I don't know that one.
Market share.
It says that in December their sales were still down 28% from the previous year.
Yeah,
But that's probably an improvement from where it was 6 months ago.
No
yeah,
doubt.
probably.
Yeah.
But this dry January doesn't not only
That doesn't
affect
help
Bud
it.
Light, it affects Jay's Tequila
Honestly,
Company.
most-
Hold
most
on.
people
Not
aren't doing
only
it.
do I have to have Bud Light taken out of my luxury box, but dry January isn't good for my tequila company either. Rich people problems, bitch.
It looks like it started by Alcohol Change UK. It's the dry January.
I don't know, so
Fun
some
police.
some drunk Brits decide they can't hold their pints. Decided to make dry January a thing.
Yeah,
you know, I mean, like there's got to be a lot of people. I mean, you think about the industry; it probably takes a huge hit.
Yeah.
Hey Alexa, does dry January affect global alcohol sales?
Oh,
that was a great question. I
Global
love.
alcohol sales,
hold on.
as some people use it as an opportunity to cut back on their alcohol consumption, and this may affect the alcohol industry's revenues. However, the impact is not significant, as the global alcohol market is vast and diverse.
So people just say it, Bubba. They don't do it.
It's exactly. Hold on. It's on brand.
awesome.
It's on brand with everything else we fake
That's
about,
right.
Like
Yes.
church.
Yes.
Like Catholic priests.
That's so
It
funny,
goes right
Bubba.
along the lines of everything else that we say that we're going to do, but we're really not doing.
This is like the January, I'm going to start working out on January 1st, and it works until January 3rd, and you're back to your fat self.
I knew a guy that owned a gym in Milwaukee, and he's like, man, we kill it January, February, and March. But by April 1st, I got like a 42% dropout rate.
Do they drop out or do they still pay their fees but they don't show up? Because that's the best.
Both.
Okay.
Both. Some gyms will lock you in. It doesn't matter if you show up or not. We're going to knock 42 off your
Right,
debit
for
card.
like a year or whatever.
Yeah.
Right.
But you don't really have to do that anymore. Most go month to month now because my
Yeah.
kid's about to do it. So
It's such a competitive market now
Yeah.
that they can't lock you into a long term. Like cellular can't lock you into long term anymore.
remember we were kids, they
Gyms
locked you
can't
into a
lock
year.
you into long term anymore.
But if you forget to cancel, they just continue to charge you though. So
oh
you
yeah,
have
they'll
to,
keep
you know.
nicking it. They'll keep hitting it, buddy.
It's not like they ask you every month. Do you still want to be a member?
no,
you know,
you gotta
It's
go in
automatic
and take
deduction.
that auto debit
60
off.
days usually.
Is that what it is?
Yes,
Is it
because I
60-day
canceled my
cancellation
old
fee?
gym membership when I moved from St. Pete.
What's a gym membership cost nowadays?
Ooh, I did mine
could be
probably for
anywhere
like
from-
18 a month, but
Yeah.
usually it's about 30.
It could be anywhere. I was going to say from like $19, $20 to like $50, depending on if you want 24-hour access, what type of gym you want, whether you want it to be monthly. You may pay a little bit more a month, Bubba, to go monthly than to buy a whole year service
I haven't
contract.
been to a public gym since Hogan and I worked out one time in Miami, just because we had to work out, and I don't even know what it would be like to work out with people.
Me either.
Awesome. I love it.
I did it for 15 or 20 years, and I haven't done it in about 20 years, but my kid's talking about it now, so he's going to go start working
Nice.
out monthly or
You know
weekly.
why, don't you?
Yeah, he wants to go look at chicks.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't blame him.
You need to tell him that too. Be like, hey Trey, I know what you're up to, and I did the same thing, buddy.
He and I have this conversations daily.
Just try to pump some weight so you can get some good out of it. But we know you're in there, flossing like Uncle Dan.
Like Uncle Dan.
CJ, anything you want to blame like it's kind of scandalous, you can always just put it on Uncle Dan. Even if you've done it in your life, you can be like, Trey, you don't want to be like your Uncle Dan.
Learn from Uncle Dan.
Even if even if it's something that you have done, you just automatically put it on Uncle Dan because he's the one that's believable to have caused issues and gotten in trouble. And
I could be pretty honest with him. It's pretty awesome.
Yay!
Around the world and here at home, billions marked the end of 2023 and the start of a new year.
Man, 2023 was kind of good for me. Started out bad. January 3rd, I lost my father, my stepfather, my mom's husband of 40 years.
It was a hard beginning of the year.
And we just, right before that, the day of, was it Daddy Joe on the 2nd?
It was his funeral when it happened.
It was the same day.
At the funeral, we got notice. Gene Lasker whispered in my ear that it happened and that he was there to represent you because you couldn't come. That's literally what happened.
Right, and because Daddy Joe's funeral was the 3rd.
You would have never missed it in a million years.
Oh no! I even had my big boy outfit picked out.
I know, and you were doing the most difficult thing in the world to do for your mother and for Jeff, and it's hard.
I can remember calling Jay.
Hard.
I can remember calling Dan crying.
I cried a lot that week.
He's like, "What's wrong?" And I go, "Dan, I can't make Daddy Joe's funeral. And he's like, what? Like, I'm like, no, like, my stepfather, I have to make the decision to pull the plug today. He's on life support, and I have to be there at 2:30 or 3 o'clock, and say our last wishes and gather around and
it came out of nowhere.
And I was
he's
like,
doing great.
We got a text. I remember the night before, probably 11 p.m.
Right
after we'd been off for like 2 weeks. That your father had a heart attack, and I was like, oh my God.
And I can't really get into it, but man, just. He should be here today. There was just so many errors in the system.
Are you guys doing anything tomorrow?
I'm not going to do an after show tomorrow. I'm leaving the show right at 10, and I'm taking my mom to lunch. I'm just going to be with her most of the day.
That's great.
And I would
perfect.
say just think of good things. That's what we did. We tried not to realize how sad we were, and we tried to just laugh about things that he would do that made us smile.
Right.
Because, Jeff was that kind of guy, too. He wasn't a heavy dude. He wasn't always bringing you down. There was more funny things about Jeff than sad things. And so that's the only advice I would give you. And, my son had never seen me cry. And I'll never forget it. He was blown away because I just couldn't contain myself.
No, you can't.
When all of it was happening, because it was like, what happened to you, too. I would have been with you. Danny would have been with you at that moment, holding your hand.
Yeah.
Like you were with him 48 hours before or however many hours before.
No, like I was with Arlene.
Right.
I was with Arlene and Danny. Probably one of the last days of Joe's.
You were there.
Yeah.
And you held vigil with Danny, and that's like when, all the show banter goes away.
Throw Arlene in there.
Oh, yeah. She was like the
that's
rock
where
of Gibraltar.
That's where I really started to really appreciate how strong and kick-ass she was.
Yep.
And
she's incredible.
I gotta
You're
tell
a
you,
great
man,
friend, Bubba.
And she had everything matched.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, her nails were done. She had a little pocketbook. She just looked awesome.
We were unshaven, unkept, miserable, and she was there holding vigil over us.
Yep.
Praying for us and
holding
making sure we were
holding
okay.
Joe's hand, wiping his face, making sure he had his teddy bear. Like she was, she alphaed up.
I'm sorry we weren't there for you, Bubba. Honestly, because we were.
Mine was far more quick and drastic. Like mine lasted one day.
But you needed Danny. You needed us.
Yeah.
And we were so self-absorbed in it. And I never really thought about it until today that I apologize for not having been there more for you.
You couldn't, buddy. You're burying your dad. There's one excuse you can use, Jay, why you missed. And it's why you missed it.
Well, I'm sorry, Bubba.
Yeah. Well, tomorrow I'm not going to do an after show. So Lummy will figure out that. Maybe it'll be Seth and Anna.
Well, we do the sports show on Wednesdays too.
I have
that
no
show should go about
question
11 minutes.
and no comment.
There you go, Lummy. You guys just do the sports show tomorrow, okay? All right.
Man, Bubba's the best.
Brutal honesty.
When he gets full hot and just starts reaming on somebody.
They bring it. They don't hold back. It brightens up my day every day. We love you.
The Bubba the Love Sponge Show returns after these words.
There's our girl. That's your girl right there.
Is it? I don't know about that.
That's not your girl?
No.
That's your girl.
Some fuckstick lawyer, Bubba, tried to sue my dad's estate a day before his death. Almost to the anniversary. I was like, you fucking asshole.
Wait.
He did sue my dad's estate, and he sued it wrong, fucking moron.
You mean this, like, in
For my dad, 6 weeks before he died, or 2 months before he died, he got in a car accident, which was kind of the end of the beginning of the end.
Yeah.
It just kind of got discombobulated. Nothing really got better after that. And so the woman who he hit sued him.
Yeah.
And so, the lawyer is like, I'm so sorry for your loss. Here, take service of your contract. He didn't realize it's like the day before his anniversary of his death. Or he did realize it. You know what I mean?
Wait, right before he actually died or before the anniversary?
The day, the next year, this year. Like, he died on the 19th. On the 18th, I get the lawsuit.
Of 23.
So I'm like, yeah, thanks for that one. In the middle of the holidays, it's just a passive-aggressive thing. Lawyers know how to be assholes when we want to be, as you imagine.
So, what's up, Maria Guatemala?
Guatemala.
Woo!
Woo woo. Woo woo.
What up, Grouper Lips?
I can't believe Barb is less than 2 weeks. It's like
It's gonna be
a
fun.
week and 2 days.
No way.
Yeah,
When
well, it
is it?
starts on next Thursday.
Is it really?
Yeah. Starts on the 11th of January.
Next Thursday.
Yeah, that's the Tate's Pizza Day, and then the.
That's one of my favorite days.
And then is our. Did you miss last year? Or something?
I didn't miss any of it. Nope.
Oh. Is that Permagrom? I thought you were like in Costa Rica. Or something.
Not for that one, because that may make Bubba mad.
That would make Bubba
Makes
mad.
Bubba mad. I usually try to do at least the Thursday and the Saturday. Because I mean, he does a $1.99 in the middle, which is usually too much for all of us to be there. You know what I mean? So Danny,
We're on.
Yeah, Danny sometimes may show up.
I think I'm going to be DJing it unless
Yeah.
Bubba changes his mind.
What up, Gary Cantrell? Everybody, what's up?
I'm sorry,
CLIT, I'd call it out, but I'm not gonna.
I'm sorry, Pedro.
Bama boy, yesterday was hard for you, buddy. My son really wanted them to win because he manned up there. Permagrom, what up, everybody?
What's up, Maria? Maria, Maria.
Everything will be fine, Bama boy. Just celebrate it. I'm sorry to hear that, Pedro. That was actually somewhat of an entertaining game too. What up, Sicilian Redneck? How you doing, buddy?
Sorry, camper step.
Oh. Careful. Don't pop your head off.
What up in Peterborough?
Oh, Wilbur's after birth. What up, buddy?
Little Wilbur's.
What's up, Sicilian Redneck? Oh, eaglet? That's what they call it? Look.
What'd you do for the new year? Anything?
Move around and watch
Rookie night. That's it.
Rogue
Yeah.
fireworks. I wasn't feeling great, so I canceled all my tentative plans and just got Chinese food. Oh yeah, it was awesome.
I went
I
with
like
my
staying the
daughter
fuck
like
home.
9 o'clock to the fireworks store when they give you everything for 50% off. And bought too many fireworks and then just blew them all off.
Yeah, it's the amateur hour. I stay the fuck away.
I've got an idea. Time to man up.
I gotta poop so bad.
Man up and be brutally honest.
And you're calling me crazy?
Or I'm gonna kill you. We now return to the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
Something I completely forgot to talk about, which is very important, as he is a fellow co-worker for Florida Man Radio, and a co-host on the Shannon Burke show, and that is Bubba Whoop-Ass Wilson passed over the holidays. Did you see that?
I didn't know that.
R.I.P. Bubba, my friend. I reached out to Shannon and told him I was sorry, and I was thinking about him, and I haven't heard back. I think Shannon's probably pretty much tore up on the deal.
Yeah.
So, here are some new laws that are going in effect in Florida.
It's good to have you with us.
Yeah, and Happy New Year. But once the party ends, there's some new rules that start taking effect.
Right.
Florida has several new laws that take effect this year that will impact the way you drive and the way some people vote. There's also a law that will impact people accused of violent crimes before they stand trial. News Channel 8's Jeff Patterson joins us live in Tampa with some of those details. Jeff.
Good evening, Jen and Josh, and Happy New Year. Yes, these new laws in Florida will impact the way that people vote. They will also impact the way that we drive in Florida, and it's something that we all need to pay attention to, the new move over law, while we are driving on Florida laws.
Yeah, ask Nick Hogan about that.
Oh.
That's Nick Hogan.
Yeah.
That's what they arrested him for. Now, I think, Lummy, myself, after watching the Nick Hogan deal, I think he's represented by Kevin. I think Kevin will completely walk him on the whole deal, which might cause more heat. But in my opinion, he passed all the sobriety tests.
Yeah, he didn't do bad.
I thought he passed all of the sobriety tests. And
didn't butcher him like someone we know.
Right, exactly. He did not. He did not butcher him. He nailed him.
LMNO.
And plus, there is a change to court procedures that the Hillsborough County State Attorney says will keep people behind bars after being accused of violent crimes.
I can't wait to comment on all this.
If you
Bubba.
drive in Florida, this is a law you need to pay attention to. Starting in 2002, the state's move-over law protected law enforcement and first responders by requiring you to move over one lane or slow down 20 miles an hour under the posted speed limit when emergency lights were flashing.
Which I always do, man.
Oh, yeah.
If I can't get over, then I will slow. So I'm 40 mile an hour lower than the speed limit. Like I go if the speed limit, if it's on 90, if it's on 75, let me, as I travel that road as much as you do when I go to Ocala, and the speed limit's 70, and there's an FHP guy and he's got a guy pulled over, you mean technically you should go down to 50, right?
Yes.
You can still kill someone
You
at
should
50.
really go lower.
I go like 35.
Well, when they taught you when we were kids and we had school called driver's education, you were taught to slow down to a stop and go to the right whenever you see lights on. That's what we were taught to do.
But people don't do that anymore, do they?
No, they come ripping by on the highway
It's
going
terrible.
70 miles an hour when the speed limit's 70. And this is just saying, hey, get in the middle lane and go 50.
Here we go.
To keep people safer. The law was then expanded to
Look
include
at that.
garbage trucks and
Oh, my
utility
God.
vehicles. And now the law is
my God.
expanding again to protect more people.
All right, so now they're expanding the law again. Okay.
It's any vehicle that's pulled
stopped
over.
on the side of the road. And an oncoming driver sees a person out the car and sees that there's flares, traffic cones, or the hazard lights are flashing. And basically, you're looking at a disabled vehicle. There's a person out there. You're required to move over for them as well.
Florida's voting laws are changing too. And
Let's talk about the first one. Good law.
So far, 1 for 1.
Yep. I like that law.
Good law.
Yep.
Good law.
This one
for
is a
one.
good one, too, I think. if I
change
remember
will
correctly.
impact anyone who previously voted by mail.
This is
The
great.
change in the law was that basically at the end of 2022, any requests for vote by mail ballot that were on file were done. They were over with.
We redo them.
Everything expired after the November 2022 election. So people need to request that ballot again.
Another change will impact people accused of violent crimes.
So let's start with that one
Now,
real
hold
quick.
on.
Can we talk about that one real quick?
Hold on now. I vote by mail.
Right.
So does that mean I have to go back in and re-register?
You do this year, and that's what's important to say is everyone who registers by mail here, you have to pre-request a mail-in ballot.
Yeah, you don't have to re-register.
You don't have to
You have
re-register.
to request it, Bubba.
You just have to re-request your absentee ballot because all those people that may have died or moved or whoever, those absentee ballots still go to people in the mail. And so they're purging the absentee mail-in ballot list by saying start over. So for people like you and Pity votes by absentee ballot every time, and then he hand delivers it. But he gets it, he looks at it, he reads it. That's just the way he chooses to do it. Now, it won't just automatically come to him. He has to go and request
people
it.
accused of first-degree felonies and people accused of DUI manslaughter or manslaughter involving voting under the influence. Now, the state attorney is required to file a motion to keep those people in jail before their trial.
It'll make the community safer because there are some states, California, for example, which has gone to a no bail. We are actually doing the exact opposite. We are increasing bails. We're not treating criminals like victims. We're keeping our community safe by keeping people who are dangerous, once a judge makes that determination, by keeping people who are dangerous behind bars pending their trial.
That's Andrew Warren's replacement.
So if you want a vote-by-mail ballot, Craig Latimer, the Hillsborough County Supervisor of Elections, says you can go online to do that. You can pick up the phone and make a call, or, of course, you can go in person to the Supervisor of Elections office, but you will need more proof of who you are now in the form of a driver's license or your Social Security number. Jen?
Now, may I
Jeff,
say
do you
one
have
thing
a
real quick,
sense of how
Bubba?
the change
They're
in
going to
mail
call
mail
that, nationally, they're going to call this voter suppression laws and that it's making it more difficult for people to vote. Now, do you really think that by purging the absentee ballot list and requiring people like you who could do one of three ways, go in person, go online, make a phone call. Nothing racist about that. Prove who you are, and then you get an absentee ballot. In these other states, they give mail-in ballots unsolicited to every single voter. Millions of ballots go out around this nation without people even requesting them. And so what Florida's merely trying to do is get a secure idea of who's requesting it and make sure that those people who request it actually are who they say they are. Pretty reasonable.
Just because of there's just been so many people that are requesting dead people or
people die here.
Or the dead person's, ballot comes to the mail and, their 14-year-old, 14-year-old cousin fills it out.
Yep.
It prevents the opportunity for fraud.
Hey, listen, I'm all about making things more accurate, and if it means we need to jump through one extra hoop just to get this ballot in rightful voters' hands, and it validates the validity of the person that potentially is voting absentee, then I think cleanse is always good.
I do too.
This will impact things.
Yes, it already is. As a matter of fact, Craig Latimer tells us that the vote-by-mail numbers were about 335,000 during the height of the pandemic in 2020. That number dipped to around 200,000 during 2022. But now the number of vote-by-mail ballot requests is down to 135,000. So the numbers are very significant.
And then think about
all right, Jeff Patterson.
Pennsylvania.
I don't know who that really benefits.
Well, Pennsylvania, everyone gets one by mail, whether you ask for it or not, or whether you intend to vote in person or not. Everyone gets it.
Las Vegas Mario 25 on the Venmo.
Thank you, my friend.
So if you only have 100,000 out of a couple million Floridians voting by mail, then it really reduces the potential for fraudulent mail-in votes big time.
Taylor Swift enjoys Arrowhead Suite with Travis Kelce's mom as pop star watches the Chief and the Bengals in a rematch of last year's AFC title game. Some people have a problem with her going to the games and the distraction that she causes. I actually, to be honest with you, and I'm not like a Swiftie or nothing like that, I think it's good for the sport. I mean, I think it's good for the sport that you got one of the biggest mega stars in the world that's dating one of your high-profile players. They seem to be doing pretty good, right? Like it's not like a Pete Davidson 2-week Kim Kardashian swing. They seem to like each other.
Yeah.
She is hanging out with Kelsey's family and stuff like that, going to the games, being seen. I mean, I don't know. I just think it's good all the way around.
I think people are just annoyed that every week it's like a update if she's there or not.
Exactly.
But when you're that big, when you're that mega of a star, then then that's what happens, right?
Yeah.
I mean, they can't. I mean, she can't help it that she's a huge star.
Those were unbelievable, loud. They started.
Do they bring up Taylor Swift in the press conference, or is that a no-no?
No, they have before. I don't know if they did it for this
The
past
New Year's
game.
early, I think.
Andy seems like he's getting a little bit.
He's pretty
But
old.
it was impressive.
Out of breath.
A great win to get against a good football team. Zach does a heck of a job with that team, and they were battling through some injuries early, but you saw their quarterback is a good player. For a young guy to be able to step in for a great player.
Yeah, Andy, man, what do you think about Taylor Swift going to the games now? Everybody's going crazy. What do you think? Once you let her come out next game and flip the coin?
Player like that and do what he did was.
Boy, would they get full heat on that
Oh, I'm sure.
if she flipped the coin?
Oh yeah, probably.
Impressive.
What if she just sang the national anthem?
Oh, they probably love that.
That would pop,
Yeah, they
actually.
would.
In fact, that's one marketing. You know what? I guarantee you, Kansas City has asked her to,
God,
and
that would
she's
be-
probably politely just said no. You know
Could you
what I'm saying?
imagine?
Right?
That would pop.
That would be huge.
That would be huge. I've never seen her do it.
Well, but I mean, she might. Is the national anthem beneath her?
Oh,
I mean, Whitney
I don't think
Houston.
so.
Come on, you can
Well,
let
but
you
that's
can make
92
a name
that
for
though,
was
Joe.
yourself.
that was the Super Bowl.
Well, she could do that, right? What if they made it to the Super Bowl and all of a sudden she's the one that walks out and does
Well,
the
the
national
Super
anthem?
Bowl, they've already pre-announced. Like they've
Have
already
they?
picked. Yeah. Oh yeah. They know. They. Yeah. I mean, let me ask
Yeah,
Alexa.
they have to get that stuff done.
Hey Alexa, who's singing the national anthem at this year's Super Bowl game?
Eric Church and Jasmine Sullivan will be performing the national anthem at Super Bowl 57.
Where is it this year?
Vegas.
Stapleton
Super
did
Bowl
it last
58
year, which was one of the best ones ever.
This year.
The head coach of the
Oh.
Eagles was crying when he was doing it with his guitar. It was Chris Stapleton. It was one of the best ever. For me,
He's awesome.
It rivaled Whitney Houston because it was so much different.
Yeah, she was wrong. They haven't announced it
Yeah,
yet.
but here's the thing that I just got completely crushed on the Whitney Houston deal is that I just recently I guess maybe I'm one of the last ones to have known, but she lip synced that.
No.
Yes.
she's
I
a-
rewatched it recently.
Yeah.
No way.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because Prince did not. He sang that whole halftime
No,
show.
but we're
like
not
a
talking
mother.
about Prince.
Yeah,
We're
I
talking
know.
about
I'm
Whitney
shocked.
Houston.
Really? I
In
gotta
the
watch
big,
it again.
in the big sombrera in Tampa, Florida,
man.
with Giants versus Buffalo.
Yeah.
They put that in her movie, in
And-
her biopic.
That you mean that she lip synced it?
No, like they put that performance in there.
It was that big of a
It was in the
deal right
trailer.
at the time. I mean, we were in the middle of a war, Gulf Storm. It was a huge
Oh,
deal.
we were so
She
patriotic.
I wanna
wore a
watch it
red, white, and
again.
blue like jumpsuit. And she
Let me
had this
send it
cute
to me.
little
Yeah,
bob
I'm getting it, I'm
haircut.
getting it.
And when she sang it, I mean, my wife and kids kind of make fun of me because for me, one of the biggest parts of the Super Bowl is the national anthem. That's the way I was raised when I was a kid. My mom, we watched the Olympics, and the national anthem means something to me. And so I always stand up and take my hat off when I'm at the stadium, and I always pay attention to who's singing it because it matters to me. So
Oh, my
and I get
dad-
I get a little teary-eyed when I hear a good one. And I
My
comment.
dad was such
sent
a
it to you.
stickler
Me
that
too.
even when we would watch it on TV,
Yeah.
my dad would make me stand up and put my hand on my heart as a little guy.
I make everyone get silent. I don't make them stand up and put their hand on their heart, but then make them be quiet.
That's
I'm
what-
watching.
I have Walker do that now. He does it when
Yeah.
he hears
It's
it.
very cute.
It's important.
And so I found out now. Is it true? I mean, am I right? Am I
You're
right?
Yeah,
Let's
you're
see.
right.
Am I right?
Yes, you are.
She
Really?
lip synced it. Yeah, she did not sing this at all. And this was, it's
Known as the best.
It's
All right.
Pretty interesting version.
arguably it's been over the years denoted as the greatest national anthem performance in the history of any human being singing the national anthem. It happened to be at a Super Bowl in Tampa, Florida, right after we had just got
It
attacked.
says 10 days into the Persian Gulf War.
Yeah.
We're into like day 10 of 43 of shock and awe.
And now to honor America, especially the
Raymond
brave
James?
men and
Or
women.
is that the other one?
What's that?
Is that Raymond James? Or that's
Yeah.
the one.
No,
before?
the big sombrero.
This is the one.
Oh,
This
sorry.
is the one they knocked down.
Gotcha.
Serving our nation in the Persian Gulf.
Which I guess they didn't have enough luxury suites.
No,
but
not even close.
And throughout the world, please join in the singing of our national anthem. The anthem will be followed by a flyover of F-16 jets from the 56th Tactical Training Wing at MacDill.
I mean That was a pretty badass stadium.
Air Force Base, and will be performed by the Florida Orchestra.
Let me. Was it bigger than the current stadium?
Technically, yeah. It was built for college. It was built for University of Tampa.
And sung by Grammy Award winner.
Who's the greatest player of the University of Tampa ever?
Oh, it's the guy.
Ly Alzado.
Yep, from the Raiders.
Whitney Houston.
No. I'll get a copyright strike if I go.
What about, can you do Chris Stapleton for a second? Because now that I know that, Chris, man, I put his up against anybody then.
Maybe we can do that, Friday when we see you, because we're running loose on time, and Seth Kushner's got an itchy trigger finger.
Yeah, he does.
We'll start the after show, Lummy, where we go through the Hit Mix 3.
Yes, the parodies.
Parody Song of the Year and Parody Artist of the Year with Seth Kushner next.
Thanks for letting me finish. You've been listening to the Bubba the Love Sponge Show, starring
me, Bubba the Love Sponge.
Co-host and show historian, Lummox.
Co-host, Anna Hummel.
Co-host, Dr. Dan Diaco, Esquire, of Council.
Co-host, J. Diaco, Esquire, the Spitting Cobra, of Council.
Rhett, the Filthy Ginger, video editor.
Yeah, back here wiring up. It's Mini Macho.
The BRN agent, Thomas Buttoned Up B.
And for everything else, go to thebubbaarmy.com.
Now, time for the legal disclaimer.
Exactly.
The Bubba the Love Sponge Show is intended solely for the enjoyment of our listening audience. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or other use of this show without express written consent of the Bubba Radio Network is prohibited. We must dissuade him of this delusion. Until next time, always remember.
I repeat hello.